All right, you need to start recording. Also, do you guys want to consider goal changes before we start?
I have some new ones. Oh, and then I put my belief on here we talked about last time, um, for the robe.
Oh, that's right. By the way, I just saw on Discord, Andy, your question about Nazarite. It is hallucinating, mildly.
Excellent.
I think doing Nazarite powder is like it automatically gives you detect magic until it wears off, even if you're not like moonborn or like magic and magic capable.
I feel like you accidentally put your own goal up here for the session tonight instead of Cedric's.
There you go. There's everything.
So going to the Rimspire is definitely a goal that's always in the background, but I just quit putting it on there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like it's inevitable at this point. Like it's not necessary. Like I'm going there.
Yeah, man, we're probably gonna have to go there before we deal with the barge. Depends on what we decide our final solution is, I guess.
We'll go there with all the drugs.
Dante's got some interesting ones. Cedric.
That's why I said it was Andy.
He's gonna have a heart attack, man.
I can handle my shit.
I'm not some straight-edged loser.
I'm reading through them silently. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No worries.
It means
I
you're
loved
plotting,
before last
figuring
week's
out who to play into.
battle already was like, all right, let's see how immortal you really are before. And then we cut his head off.
Ooh.
That's how it be sometimes.
It was so good.
So, just to clarify, Cora, are you wearing the cloak then?
No, I don't think that she sees herself as worthy. I want to wear it. Julie wants to wear it.
Worthy.
She's not sure. But she knew that asshole also wasn't worthy. She's more worthy than him.
There's a new goal. I'm kidding.
I like your number 5 there already. That's good.
That's an evolved one. Last time it was just I gotta get some drugs, but now it's specifically I gotta get the drugs from that drop site. For myself. Some of them. Not all of them.
Just a little.
Just a little.
All right. Yeah, these all look good, everybody. I thought people might want to do some based on this battle, but
Yeah, remind me why these guys are being assholes to us again.
the emerald that Awa had is something called the Serpent's Eye Emerald. This guy says he's the most dangerous man in, did he say Solaris?
Yes.
Solaria. And that Awa took more than he won in the card game.
And Awa said sorry. He didn't deny it.
Yes. And I think, as we said before, like, you saw that the emerald, or at least a part of it, was on, like, his fiance's ring.
And then we were like, if you want him, you'll have to go through us for some reason.
Yes, that's
Well, already said that.
yes, already said.
We were riding high.
Okay, wait, I got a new goal.
I just didn't feel like Cora. I mean, I think she wants to protect Awa's future, but I think that she's also kind of like, oh, Awa.
You don't have to make it a goal. Yeah, I think it makes more sense for Reddy to do it because he was the one that picked the fight.
I thought about like, oh, I'll get out, I'll pay Reddy's, settle Reddy's debt. I was like, that doesn't feel like something Cora Dean's gonna do. But she wants to keep him on the straight and narrow if she can. He seems like he's making good choices.
All right, roll your initiatives, everybody.
Lead 0 once again. Love it. On a roll.
I will go first if anyone. I don't care, but
Oh, feel free.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
So they stand down there. The main guy, shit, what was his name? I just listened to it.
Sorry.
Yakeem?
Yakeem Al-Sharif.
Yeah, Yakeem. He's like walking towards the gangplank. He's heading out. And he just said to his men, like, kill them too.
Okay, so Cora will be like, all right, everybody, huddle up. And I can cast Bless, right? Because I kept it. Because we're on the same day as last time, right?
Yep.
Yep, same day,
So-
just a disadvantage.
It's at disadvantage because I already cast it once?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. This is the most spell casting I've done. All right. So I'm going to try and bless everyone. Oh, but I didn't roll a disadvantage. Can I just cast
No,
it
you
again?
did.
It
rolls
automatically. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
So you just
So I
Forks
did it.
out.
you keep the number next to dis if you have disadvantage.
Oh, thank you.
Or you keep the lower of the two, rather. But you'd still beat it with a 14, which is good.
She doesn't. It doesn't factor in the spell level.
Oh, right.
It doesn't.
So it's a +2.
No, not automatically.
I'm sorry. So should I put a +2 in my... No.
No, you just gotta remember to, like, say it.
So it didn't work.
No, you still cast it. You just can't cast it again.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, everybody gets a +1 to their attack and damage and morale.
Nice.
All right, good spell. Break.
Oh, yeah. Bone Legion on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Bone Legion.
All right, Corey, what are you doing?
That's my turn.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'll do something else.
I'm
if you
stupid.
want.
I just looked at the first name and said it.
Cedric wants to go next. Go right ahead. Does Cedric
Sure.
still have shield?
I
running
thought
from
about.
last time?
I don't think he. I think once he got here, he would have turned that off. I thought about that. I just don't think I. It's so, especially when it's all beaky and gross. I just don't see him like walking around the bar like that.
Looks so weird though.
So I'm gonna say no. I do not have shield, and I can't cast it again. But I will yell out to these guys, gentlemen, put down your weapons. You're outnumbered. And he will cast a spell.
All right.
And he cast mirror image, and there's 4 Cedrics total now.
Nice. Love it.
Or old men.
Yeah. Cedric's old man visage bursts into 4 others surrounding him.
Does my little speech saying that? Do they think about giving up?
I mean, no, I'm not gonna give you like a charisma check on it. Not yet, anyway.
That's fair.
Roll your. It didn't roll your.
Retainment.
Yeah, your tribute check for your spell.
That's weird. Did it all weird. I rolled a 3, but I didn't do it with the macro.
Well, you rolled a 3 on the 1d4, but you got to roll your int to see if you keep.
Oh, right. Yeah, I thought that was. Is that what all that was?
That's what the spell check.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And see if you retain it or not.
but you can just make an int check now.
I fail it. I just rolled a d20, but I fail.
All right, so you lose the spell. How does the spell work? Does the dice rolls determines how many images you make?
Yeah, so
there's 3 and then you. I see. Got
So
it.
it's a d4, and I guess I'll be 4.
All right.
But that is my turn. Fix my macro.
Retty.
Who's the guy that said he was the most dangerous man in Solaria? Was it this guy up top?
Yakim Al Sharif, yeah, the boss.
I mean, he might be the most dangerous guy in Solaria, but looks like he's leaving the room, which means you're going to be left with me. Brother, you don't want to be left with me. I'm going to take an attack against this guy.
Yeah.
Do these guys have an HD I should be aware of?
The nearest one to you, some of them, they're mixed, so make sure you guys ask. He's HD3.
Okay, so just flat roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, does a +1 axe of wounding mean that, is that in reference to the extra damage per round, or does that add to my attack rolls as well?
There is, hold on.
Just want to make sure. Because it says it causes 1 damage per round for each successful hit on an enemy. I'm not sure if the +1 axe of wounding is referencing the damage, or if it's referencing if I can.
You still get a +1 to the to hit roll as well.
Dope.
So like it's a magic weapon. Oh wait, are you talking about the Vibra axe?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is specifically not magic.
Okay, cool. That works for me. So the +1 axe of wounding is just reference.
Well, I'll still
So
give you the
it's-
+1 to attack roll, like it were magic, but like it doesn't, like, for instance, things that are only damaged by magic, it won't count against, if that makes sense.
Okay. So it's
Also
like,
means we can enchant it or some shit.
Yeah.
Make it bad.
maybe.
That's true. It basically runs on mechanisms.
Honestly, I think I like that way more for Avredy's sake. He's fine with magic items for the most part, but that this isn't magic in the slightest. It's kind of like, hey, all the better. Regardless, I still hit.
Now I know how I'm gonna get my revenge.
That is a 10 damage to the guy.
He's gonna break his armor on that, probably. Let me whisper a roll to myself. Yeah, you shatter his armor.
Good start. Actually, I kind of wish I didn't do that because I realized I'm the only guy up here. I'm gonna take 5 feet back because that was only 25 feet of movement. We don't have, we don't have reaction attacks in Black Hack, so that'll be the end, I think, for me.
All right, Dante.
Or it's
Their
them,
turn.
right?
We're on the zeros.
All right, did everybody go?
No.
Or
You haven't
zeros.
gone for the
We'll
enemies
go
yet.
after,
Then
right?
it goes to us.
Dante went, Cora went, Zuzu went, Cedric went, Already went.
No, Dante and Zuzu rolled
Your
0,
ones
so they
went,
don't.
so now it's the enemy's turn, and then it comes back to the zeros.
Okay, I must have old initiatives up here because I also have Dante at a 1. If you're looking at the,
Oh no, Dante
Dante's
rolled
a
a 0.
0
Zuzu
for me.
rolled a 0.
he's on there
Yeah.
twice for me. Is that just me?
Yeah, it's just you.
Yes, that's just you.
It's you.
Already's on there twice. Everyone's fucking on there twice. What's going on?
I only rolled once.
Yep.
All right, it's the enemies.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why I said I was on my continuous streak. I've only rolled 3 ones in 10 sessions.
What's your dex?
14.
Damn. You've been getting unlucky.
Yeah. One point I thought it was broken.
Yeah, I would too. I'm like the exact opposite. I feel like I've rolled a few zeros. I have a 14 dex.
All right, I'm just making a couple notes about the bad guys here real quick. Okay. So, already, the guy whose armor you broke stumbles back. He's like a younger looking guy. He seems like scared. You see the terror in his eye. But one of the other guys next to him is like, "Buck up, we can do it." He like looks a little more like a veteran, this bald guy. And together they kind of like make an advance at you from both sides. They're both wielding like spears as well. So actually I think they're going to stay back to here. See who else I got. This big brutish kind of fighter looking dude who's just wielding brass knuckles is also going to run up.
So that's 3 attacks against me?
Yep, that is going to be 3 defense rolls.
Oh, are any of these guys higher HD? I add that for higher HD, right?
Yep, they're all HD3, the 3 that are on you now.
Okay. Well, I succeeded twice, but also rolled a nat 20, so that's gonna hurt me pretty good.
All right. So the first guy with the spear gets to roll double dice because he crit failed, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 8 damage. Second guy, oh, none of the other 2 don't get hits.
You know what? I think I will take that 8 damage.
All right. Yeah, he jabs you pretty good with the spear, like probably across your thigh, going like for a low attack. As you know, the guy with the brass knuckles is keeping your defenses up in front of you, just like taking shots at you. He's like a big hulking dude with a beard. Meanwhile, in the back, the others are going to kind of organize. I think this dude's going to come up. Yeah, one of them rushes up to you at the bottom of the stairs there, Suzu.
Yep. Taking a swing at me.
I think another guy's going to come with him as well. No, because they're dashing to get there.
Yeah.
25. Yeah, they can both get there. All right. Yakim's just going to start walking down the gangplank, but he's going kind of slow. To wait and see what happens. Dante and Zuzu, did you both get zeros?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
You want to go, Dante?
Oh, man. Decisions. How far away is this main guy now? Is there a door that would obscure me from seeing him?
Nope, there's just like an open pathway, or open passage into the gangplank.
Okay. Dante would like to cast Charm Person on Hakeem
Okay.
and make I'll drop in chat real fast. And would like to basically suggest that they are friends and that he should come back and negotiate this like a gentleman.
Okay, trying to charm him?
Yeah. Charm person's got 120-foot range, so you see him kind of like crank the hurdy-gurdy and play a few keys. And he's like, turn around. Every now and then we need to talk about things.
I love that song.
All right, so let's see. Restrictions. Human-like monsters of greater than 4 HG. So you're trying to do it to Yakim?
Yeah.
He is going to be immune. Based on his level. I'll let you retcon and say you're doing something else, because generally, you know, the HD of the enemies is supposed to be like open knowledge in Black Hack. So you can still point that spell at one of the other NPCs. It would work on anyone else here.
I'm going to take it for what it is. I think that, you know, for storytelling purposes.
Yeah. Well, I think at the very least, Yakim feels the pull of your magic, and he like slowly turns around with a snarl on his lip. And he kind of like looks at you at the top of the stairs, and he says, "I hate that song."
Roll to see if I retain the spell. Spell level's 1 on this. Yay, I get to keep it. And that's Dante's turn.
Zuzu, you got 2 guys up in your face.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash the one on the right. Or at the top of me, I guess. Image.
The one to your right, you said? Like up straight above you?
Yeah.
All right. You just barely miss. He like just ducks under your axe. Just an axe that you have?
It's a big old warhammer.
That's right.
Two-handed war maul.
I feel like it smashes into like some of the wood, you know, the staircase, and just like blows up in splinters. One of the banister railings or whatever.
Yep.
Awa's also gonna go. Awa just picks up a bottle from behind the bar and chucks it as hard as he can at the dude with the brass knuckles who's up in your face already. Got a pretty good dex. Nice. It smashes off the guy's head. For 4 damage.
Hell yeah.
And it like kind of like, you know, he grabs his face like, ah, like his glass just splinters all in his eyes. It kind of gives you a moment already to possibly do something. But let's see if you get that initiative. Before everybody rolls, there we go. Everybody can roll initiative.
Waha!
Our fourth one. Woo!
Woo! I mean, I'd be fine with going first.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
on the
get
B.
'em.
I'm on B team.
Cool. I'm gonna sidestep to the left, and I'm gonna look at the guy to my left that I've already hurt, and I'll say, "Listen, I get it. You want to be big and tough, but you should be big and tough for another day." And then I'm going to take 2 attacks. At one at 1d6 at this one, and 2d6 at the brass knuckle dude.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, I forgot to move 2 NPCs on that turn, but they weren't going to do anything anyway. They're both just watching. I think the one with the turban jumps up on the counter and is like kind of slowly walking towards Awa. And after he throws the bottle, he starts like kind of backing up. And then we cut to a ready attacking. You're attacking the young guy again?
Yeah, I'm attacking the young guy and the old guy, but 2d6 is going to the older one, 1d6 is going to the younger.
Copy that.
All right, they both hit. The first attack is on the younger. Oh, sorry. My bad. That
keep-
is 4 damage plus 1 from the axe of wounding, and we can just keep that, can't we? And then 4 damage to the other guy. So 5 to the first one, 4 to the second.
Okay. 4 to the big guy, right?
Yeah, to the brass knuckles.
All right. Yeah, the young guy, you like cleave into him. You make a big cut into like his kind of neck and chest. The vibrating of the blades is like so fast. It's really not visible to the eye, but it just like sears into his flesh, almost like it were a hot knife.
Hell yeah.
It says it does ongoing damage too.
It does. How did it phrase it? It's causes 1 damage per round on each successful hit on an enemy, which I think is like once I hit him, then the damage starts happening.
Yeah, well, like you can stack it. So right now he's at 1, and then if you hit him again, he's at 2 per round. If you hit him again, he's at 3 per round, etc.
Sounds about right. Okay, that'll be it. Actually, I gotta be right back.
Okay. Let's see, Zuzu.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a full swing at the guy on my left now. It's like I smashed down to my right, and I'm kind of lifting up and uppercutting at this guy.
All right.
Give me a great weapon at advantage. What's his hit dice?
3. Pretty much all the ones fighting right now are HD 3. The 2 guys who aren't fighting are HD 4.
Okay. God damn. Bad rolls. Miss.
Right.
I'll go, or Dante, you can go. Cora's ready. She will look over at the 4 Cedrics next to her and kind of skirt out of their way, pull her helmet down so it's like settled and kind of like she's gonna bear down, like she's playing football. She's gonna charge. She's gonna pull her shield out from one side and the flail out from the other and be like, "All right, time to give him a little sugar." And she's gonna run down to this handsome lad. I don't know if I have this spot. Is this the wall? Either spot is fine.
You can be in those spots.
Okay, I'll stand here. And then I'm going to try to hit this guy. Do I do a modifier? Is it 2?
He's HD 3s, and you're level 3, so you don't have to do him.
Okay, great. I just don't want to accidentally be cheating. Okay, boom. Smashes him.
Oh shit, Cora, the modifier you gave us subtracts 1.
Yeah, technically, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I rolled that first one wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, it does good.
Yeah, I've been giving myself bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
All right, Cora, you smash into him for 5 and break his armor. He has like a shield that he holds up, and you just bust through it.
Shield to shield.
His shield splinters now. Dante? Can't hear you if you're talking, Dante.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. So Dante shakes off his failed attempt or his failed performance and looks down at this veteran-looking guy. He wants to cast Charm Person again, and this time he sings while he's playing the hurdy-gurdy. He says, "Just so you're not alone, take your men and go." And he tries to convince him to basically retreat.
All right.
So this time it's gonna be to retain it at disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Intelligence, difficulty, disadvantage, so meet. Any modifier on this, or is this guy 3?
Just their spell level.
Oh, that's right. So it's a 1. Hey, 3 versus 15. I get to retain it still.
You're doing what? Charm person?
Yeah, Charm Person to convince the veteran guy to retreat and try to take his men with them.
Okay. I don't think he's like any more of a veteran than the others, just more than this young guy. He was just kind of, he's older is what I was trying to say. If anyone, the dudes who aren't fighting up here seem more like the leaders. You want to aim it at them instead. There's one guy who's literally just standing with his arms crossed watching at the top of everything. And he's got
that's kind of what I'd be looking for, is the guy that's not doing too much and just kind of there.
Yeah, he's like just literally standing with his arms crossed watching like his men fight. And then Yakim is like turned back around and heading back down the gangplank.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy who's like arms folded watching up here also is like, you know, I think you might notice he's got a massive like hooked, barbed looking sword hanging from his belt.
Nifty.
All right.
How many hit die do those guys have if it's common knowledge?
This guy has 4. And so does the other guy that's up on the counter.
So would that have worked on him?
Yep. It should work. So you're suggesting he take his men and go?
Yeah, basically a friendly suggestion that he at least retreat, but see if, what he does past that. Just seemed really fun to use those Philip lines that time.
Yeah. I think he yells out to his men. He's like, "Listen, men." He's like, "Let's stop this nonsense. No need to get killed here." So says Grig, and he like hits himself on the chest with his fist. And I think a bunch of them look at him confused. The guy up on the counter like looks at him confused. And he's like, "Grig, what the fuck are you talking about?" And he turns back to the others and he's like, "Don't listen, keep fighting." Probably gonna make some individual checks. Check. Sorry, I'm making some rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Let's see. It looks like the young guy and Brass Knuckles. See. Yeah, young guy and Brass Knuckles both give up, and so does this other younger guy here. Actually, I'm gonna say the guy Cora hit. He's looking pretty bad. Or look like they're gonna give up. It's not really their turn yet, but they seem mostly confused, but are like backing off a bit. Mark the ones who seem to be kind of listening to his suggestion. Their morale seems to be a little shaken by this kind of disagreement in command. Well, literally like an entire, bar full of people are watching. I think, Silkborn are a real concern showing up. You're very close to the Ark.
Dante's turn.
Nice. And of course, the guy you charmed is still charmed up here. Reti?
I already went. I was first.
Oh, okay. All right, their turn, right?
Yeah.
So the guy with the weird curved sword, the kind of commander's type dude who's charmed, he kind of like looks left and right and notices, most of the men are still fighting, and he waves to the ones who are looking at him. He's like, "Come, come!" And he starts heading towards the gangplank. I'm gonna say Yakim is gone also at this point. And these two are just gonna follow. I think the young guy's like, "Sorry, I'm so sorry," and he like kind of backs away from you already.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here, you Billy coward.
As soon as he's a few steps away and you say that, he just like kind of turns heel and like runs out past the captain dude. The big guy just kind of slowly lumbers out and he's like, "I'm not sorry," and he just like cracks his his knuckles inside of his brass knuckles as he walks to the door.
Yeah, that's fine. I weren't worried about you anyway.
And the guy in front of you, Zuzu, doesn't say a word. He just turns and also, jogs out behind him. At which point, I think the rest of them kind of realize that they are left without any defenses. The guy up on the counter, he's like, "The rest of you, get out of here. I'll take care of the rat." And he just like looks at Awa and starts advancing toward him. I think the rest will start to follow as well. But the guy on the counter dives over the counter towards Awa and takes an attack. And he's like dual wielding these kind of large twin daggers. Awa's got to roll twice because the guy dual attacks. Only one of the two twin attacks hits, so Awa takes half that damage, which is 5. See how much points Awa has. 9. So Awa's not looking good. He's at 4 hit points. The dude plunges one of the daggers into his ribs, and like he lets out a yelp. His like back is pushed up against like the preparation counters in this little kitchen area with nowhere to go. Cedric, it's your turn.
Okay. I think Cedric's seeing Awa in trouble. Can I see him here from here? Or what is this wall?
I don't think you can see him through that wall. You just hear him. This like whole wall right here. This is like 3 steps up onto a table. Like they literally. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's like a porthole. The door is through here, but there is a table. You can like jump over the table into the kitchen.
Okay, would I have line of sight here or here?
There you would, yeah. You can't see Awa, but you can see the guy, that's fighting him.
Okay, so I think Cedric would focus on his staff and try to. The staff's little eyes would light up, and he would try to cast Charm Person himself. On this individual.
All right, yeah.
And I don't think I have to roll anything. I don't know if the staff has uses. It doesn't say it does.
I feel like I should give the staff like a daily amount of charges, but
yeah, I tried to go buck ass wild, but
I would say like we could use like a usage die, like a 1d6 per day usage die.
perfect.
So you can roll 1d6 and see if it goes down. That's a lot of charges. That's like usually average about 5 charges or so, but possibly way more. Nice, yeah. So you still good. All right, what are you charming him to do? You gonna command him? You gonna make him just have friendship?
I would first just tell him to drop his weapons or stop attacking. I think stop attacking.
Okay. Yeah, his arms just drop to his side, and he just stands there with like a glazed look on his face in front of Awa. I think actually Awa didn't go, so Awa will take the opportunity to grab another bottle off the counter and just smash it over the dude's face. Actually, you know what? No, Awa grabs a kitchen knife off the counter and like, kind of frantic and worried, like glancing around, like looks confused whether he should do it or not. And then after a moment of hesitation, he just sticks it into this dude's gut. And the guy doesn't even like move. He just stands there stiff, still charmed. For like a few seconds, I think, and then he just like collapses to the floor.
Oh, I think you've made this more complicated than it needed to be.
He like looks at you, with a terrified look on his face. He's like, "What the fuck was I supposed to do? He fucking stabbed me in the kidney!" He like grabs his like side where he's got just a huge slash and like dark blood is coming out.
You're gonna need to get a new one of those.
I think you'll be fine. I'm sorry you were stabbed, but it does happen from time to time.
If we got time to talk, I'm gonna go over here and look out.
I think Cora would run up to Awa.
Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead, Zuzu.
I just want to make sure that, like, I mean, it seems to me like they all wouldn't just wander off because they have their boss, like, outside. So I'm just seeing when they're going to come back in, basically.
I mean, Yakim left quite a bit before them, like out into the
Oh, he
streets.
did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I'm just going to make sure that they're actually leaving.
Yeah, I think they filter off into the crowds on the streets. In a group.
And if I could heal using a ritual, if I could heal Awa, that would be cool.
Yeah, you can heal.
I don't know
But
if
it
we're gonna
doesn't,
be
like,
here
I don't-
for. Are we gonna be here for 10 minutes? I just wonder if we're in a situation where we're in imminent.
I think as soon as all the people leave and you're kind of left with this like bleeding, dying guy on the floor and Awa possibly bleeding to death, you notice that the very packed, crowded bar, which is, by the way, like one of the higher end, more noble type bars, every single person in the bar is just eerily silent because they're a little freaked out and they're all just watching you, like you guys.
Well, I don't need to be the one to say it, but this complicates a whole lot.
Awa, like, still a bit frantic. He rushes over to the big main table and jumps up on it. And he's like, everybody out! Everyone out! The rinky-dink is closed! Out now! And he, like, points to the door, just still, like, bleeding through his clothes and down onto the table. And people,
Now, what's it gonna take? 10 minutes. You need to get back over here.
people start, like, filing out.
Cedric starts walking out.
All 4 of you.
I was gonna be like, turn to you, Cora, and he'll say, you know, the Silk Wardens are probably going to come look for me. Yakim is not some criminal. He's a very, very wealthy Goldborn, a very influential merchant lord. He's Al Sharif of Salaria.
Oh, it sounds like you managed to get yourself in quite a pickle this time, Awa. Again, you do that a lot.
He looks at you guys and he's like, what should I do? And he kind of glances back to his fiance, who is like just crouched in a corner crying, very traumatized by what's happened. And she kind of like looks up at him, you know, different than she did before.
Well, you can't stay here. Because next time he comes to collect his payment in blood, chances are we won't be here to save your hide.
He like sighs and kind of hops off the table, you know, grunts when he hits the ground and grabs his side. And he's like, you're right. I have to go. And he kind of like walks over to his fiance and he's like, I'm so sorry. And she's just like, you know, sobbing. She can't even talk to him. I think as he gets close, she kind of just like smacks at him, like, and says, get away from me.
Oh, no, madam. He only did what he had to. It was the heat of the moment. Don't be too hard on him.
I don't guess you could just give him what you owe. It's probably beyond that now. I hate to see you walk away from this, Awa. It seems so good for you.
He's like, what choice do I have? So the Silk Wardens will come. And they'll hand me to the merchant police. And the prince will have me tanned, put under the sun spire, burned, and hung outside the city for all to see.
Well, the merchant police can't touch you so long as you're a part of the Bone Legion. So at least, if you stick with us, you'll be able to keep your skin a little bit longer.
He like shakes his head. He's like, no, my face isn't in the warrant written by the reclaimer, and I'm not.
Proclaimers love him.
I'm not on the wanted poster.
Guess that's a good point.
He like goes back to the woman and like tells tells her he's sorry, and she says she's sorry too, and they kind of like hug and have a tender moment. And then he kind of looks back at all of you and he's like, I need to go collect my things. And he goes over, I think, to the open, hatch that goes out to the gangplank and like closes the big door.
So while he's getting the 10-minute ceremony of healing, can I do a cast on Awa too?
I mean, he's not trying to be healed. He's just bleeding and trying to go grab his things.
Yeah, he keeps walking away. I mean, so Awa.
Yeah, so Awa, to let himself bleed to that, Awa, you need to at least keep pressure on that wound.
He's like holding it and like dragging his leg. He can like barely walk, and he's just making a little trail of blood everywhere he goes.
God damn, that ain't, come on. You gotta at least sit still for a second to let someone patch up that. Can someone at least put like gauze on that, if nothing else?
Well, I don't have to do the whole thing, but I was just, trying to be conservative, but I didn't realize he was going to be such a stubborn ass.
He like comes up out of the basement area, up the steps, and he's like, I don't have the time, Cora. He's like dragging a giant like backpack and a little tent and bedroll and like a bunch of pots and pans, like camping gear.
Yeah, I mean, I'll cast Cure Light on him as a spell. I was just trying not to if I didn't have to, but okay, so I can cast, as long as I don't lose the spell, I can keep casting it, right? Just at disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. It's not
Cross
like I've
fingers.
run out of slots. Well, then I'll do it, this idiot. Three.
All right.
Now, you just need to watch yourself. And she's going to turn to his fiance and say, like, look, we don't have what we need yet, but we're trying to get some power and a voice around here. And I promise you, I will do everything I can to clear his name. Awa might have made some bad choices in the past, but you're seeming like the best thing that's ever happened to him. And I think he's on a good road. So just don't give up on him yet.
She looks at you and she's like, I know he has to do what he has to do. She's like, I'll be fine. She's like, I'm the one that has the emerald. And she kind of
Yes.
like pulls down her neckline a little bit, and you see it's just like this massive emerald hanging on a, necklace or a chain.
Cora's like, hell yeah, girl power. Pinky promise. BFF.
About that, seeing as we just saved his life for the third time, and hear me out here. Obviously, neither of you are thinking in this moment of panic. How about you give us the emerald as a thank you? The two, you take Awa to a local doctor or, medicine man. Tell him that things got a little wonky in your tavern and that you got hit in a bar brawl with the Bone Legion and some Silk members. And while that happens, we head out of town. With the emerald, you're no longer in danger. And everything falls on us. You can live here happily ever after. Think, Awa, just be honest. You're a thief. He gives him a wink after he says that.
Are you like proposing they do insurance fraud?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I don't think she's gonna go for it because she's super rich already, and she's not in trouble, just him.
Well, it's more so of like, here, clear your names by blaming it on us while we get out of here.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that could be. Awa like thinks about it for a minute, and he's like, I couldn't have you take the fall for something I did. You have your own problems to take care of.
Yeah, I don't think Awa would be able to shift the blame.
You don't think Awa could lie to
Well,
somebody?
it's just like they know he stole the emerald. Just because he says somebody else stole it from him doesn't absolve him from stealing it in the first place.
Yeah, but he can point him in the right direction.
But that's just
I'm
thinking of.
I just feel like since we've saved his life a third time, he owes us something, and I kind of need that emerald for something.
I was like, what do you need it for?
The drugs, Awa. I need it for the drugs.
He kind of narrows his eyes and like glances back at his wife. He seems pissed that you're saying it in front of her. And he's like, I thought you were going to steal the drugs.
I also thought we were going to steal the drugs.
Just because it's suggested that we steal the drugs doesn't mean we have to steal the drugs. If the world lays a giant emerald in your lap and you can now buy the drugs, why not buy the drugs?
So you want to take away my wife's fortune and spend it on drugs that you could have for free and also deal with the Black Candle Guild in the process. Sounds like a good idea, Dante.
I'm willing to steal the drugs.
Yeah, I'm down to steal the drugs, yeah.
What I'm suggesting is that we could have let you die right now, and you wouldn't be a problem to us anymore. We're tired of taking care of you. If you want us out of your hair, maybe pay us off this time.
He like glances at his wife for a minute. They kind of look at each other. He's like, there's something I can give you. And he like goes over to a little floor.
Zuzu's gonna be giving Dante and Cedric like a really hard look. Like he's gonna be looking at them both kind of angrily. Zuzu's pretty pissed right now.
Well,
yeah.
Awa goes over to a little floor plank behind the bar and opens a little hatch. There's a little safe in there. And he like twists the crank and opens it. And he pulls out a small sack of coins. And he's like, we got a pretty big advance on the emerald. He plans to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
It might help.
He glances at her and he's like, are you sure? And she just like nods. And he turns and holds the bag out, you know, to you with like 2 hands because it takes 2 hands to hold it.
Sidra, I'd suggest you keep a close eye on him and do everything you can to take care of him. He has a tendency to have trouble follow him. Dante will grab the bag and kind of just take it from her.
All right. Get 300 coins.
Damn.
Put that in the loot tracker for right now.
I was like, now I have to go. And he turns and he gives his wife a brisk kiss. Then he like just turns and starts stomping towards the door. And he's like, it's been great knowing you. It's truly, sincerely been my pleasure knowing the Bone Legion. And he like bows at the door. And then turns around and heads out. Unless you want to stop him or say something.
I got the feeling we're gonna see Owl before things are over anyway.
He grew on me.
Yeah, you know what? He really grew on me too. That being said, we should clear out of town, at least out of this tavern.
Yeah, what do you guys do next?
I think we know where we're going, right?
Well, it
Alright,
depends. It
on-
sounds like someone wants to go talk to the Black Candle, which I don't think is in our best interests.
Mm-hmm. So what should we do then? What other options do we have right now?
I mean,
Yuzu, why are you looking at me like that?
Now is not the time. But just know that if you try that on me, we will never be friends again.
Try what on you?
Oh, that's
what
the way
did
the
I-
spell works, Suzu. If we tried it on you, we'd be friends forever.
Oh, you mean that.
Not a laughing matter. To enslave a mind like that is evil.
It wears off after a while. I think. I don't really know. I've never been
That
around
man
the
lying
festival
on the
enough.
bar's floor isn't going to have anything worn off anytime soon.
That's always fault.
That was all right, and it's not dominating a mind. That's actually a different spell. It's quite interesting, and with the difference in that spell is
I don't
Well-
want to hear the specifics. If you try that on me, as soon as I break free of it, you should never be in front of my sight.
well, I wouldn't cast it on you anyway. You're so easy to get along with.
Let's go.
Wow, subtext. All right, so you guys want to head out from the Rinky Dink?
let's dink this rink.
Well, we've got to be at the drop point by midnight. So we've got a few hours to kill, but we also don't know how long the walk will be.
Yeah, I
Should we
think it's
start now or should we wait?
I think it's later in the day now, closer to sunset, maybe 5, 6 p.m.
Yeah. And Cora, I hate to be a bother, but do you got a little bit more of that healing juice left in you?
Oh my goodness! I was just so caught up with all that's going on, and
Awo
that-
was more pressing. Don't
well,
worry.
I mean, he looked awful, and
He
was
looked
walking
awful.
around. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I'm pretty
let
sure
me-
he's just gonna pass out and bleed out like 10 minutes from now.
Well, we had the 10 minutes. I could have been doing this for you.
Yeah. You tapped him up a little bit, but I'm still a little bit worried about his health.
So yeah, I will try again. Hopefully not losing the spell. I'm so scared. Okay, 7, 10.
Holy hell, you're rolling incredibly for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Cora's so good.
your fucking
She's really good.
your magic rolls are on today.
I feel it. So yeah, she reaches over to you and she just wraps her arms around you in a great big hug, and you
Oh.
feel warm. And she's like, "I've been meaning to give you one of these for a little while now." And
Okay.
just gives him a great big hug, and it feels good. It feels good. She really means it.
Aw.
It feels like a critical success.
Cool. I mean, yeah, very tingle went up my spine. I think
I'm
it's done
sorry.
now.
I don't know what came over me. I sorry. She looks a little bit like, whoops.
Yeah, okay. I mean, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right.
The power of friendship.
Power of friendship gives you blood back in your body. I personally, I would prefer to get a move on and get to the drop site ahead of time. Give us a little bit more preparation for the drop.
See if we can stake out a spot where we can hide.
Yeah, stake out a spot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do we know exactly, dead exactly where it's gonna drop? Because if we can hide ourselves in the sand, camouflage style, use that as an ambush point, that would be pretty neat. I just don't know how pinpoint our information is.
Didn't he tell you it was in a ruins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, used for
Yeah.
looking at the stars.
Yeah, like an old astrolabe or something. You thought I've been playing Elden Ring?
I was imagining like the Animal Crossing, the little presents.
Oh.
They told you to go to the creek and follow it up into the jungly trees.
Well, it's only 27 feet away, so I think we can get there in enough time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's about as far away as the barge. It's probably almost a day.
Oh shit, we gotta get him. Oh, we gotta hoof it.
Yeah, do we have time? I mean, do we have time?
We don't got a choice.
They don't do it every day. The drop. I think, just on weekends or something. You probably have, I don't know. We'll say 2 days to get there.
2 days is still cutting it pretty close, because we ain't gonna be able to be out here for too long before the rest of those Eld realize that this arm ain't coming back.
Crap.
Probably 8 hours on foot to get there. I mean, you do have a bunch of money. You could buy some mounts.
Well, that ain't half bad idea. Thanks, God. I like your suggestions.
Oh no, Reddy's gone insane. He's talking to God.
Now, hey, wait just a darn minute.
Oh, don't get me started on you. I'm fairly certain you're insane too.
Oh,
Well, that's a
Well,
little bit strong.
come here, give me a hug.
I changed my mind. You're right. Yeah, I would not say that it would be a poor idea to get ourselves some mounts, at least for this journey, if not for journeys ongoing, especially considering the timetable we've got.
So you'd rather use the money to buy something to ride on instead of just buying what we need off of the Black Candle and make another enemy?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I ain't interested in getting into any dealings with the Black Candle personally. Just business, that's an association I'm not interested in. Especially if we can take this whole drop for ourselves. We go in there, we leave no witnesses, we're golden. It's
But you want
the
to get
no
in the
witnesses part.
you want to get into the business of having one of the most organized and well-structured crime organizations of the entire continent chasing after you.
You mean the merchant police? Oh, got him.
Sounds like we're making pretty good progress on doing that to just about everybody.
I want
I figure it's gonna happen eventually.
Zuzu, do you chime in about this? Because Zuzu, I feel like, has strong feelings about the Black Candle, especially now that Erg and the Gulag are, part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Zuzu will say, like, I'd much rather kill a member of the Black Candle than deal with them. Like, I know that if we go set up a meeting, we'll
We
be
were heading
on.
down that road anyway.
Yeah, I'd rather you use your little mind control tricks to make sure nobody runs. You can stay back, I'll finish them off. But I say we keep that gold and maybe make some more by stealing some drugs. I don't care at this point.
It is worth noting that we were going to be making enemies out of them one way or another. If we were planning on heading down to the ghoul farms further down the trail, I don't think our paths were ever going to pass on good terms.
Exactly.
And if they're using children, I mean, bringing children into this to sell drugs, and I just can't giving money to these people to continue on. I don't want to reward their negative behavior by buying it outright.
Yeah, we're just supporting the system if we do. Let's try and break it a little.
I do have a request. And I think we should get it out in the open before the transaction is made. I would like a small portion of drugs for myself. Purely for academic reasons, but I feel it could help me. I've hit a roadblock of sorts in my studies, and it's something that I've read about. Using illicit substances to have mental breakthroughs. And at this point, I'm willing to try anything. So if there is a small portion of drugs, I'm sure it won't take much, I would like a small pile of drugs.
A dollop.
If we're going ahead and just kind of like putting a stake in this kind of conversation, I also need some drugs because I kind of spent my whole stash. I barely even got a taste of it, so I'm gonna need some of that for me too.
Oh, we've got a lot of gold. Why don't we just go buy some drugs? Oh no, that's a bad idea. Let's buy horses. You see Dante just kind of walks off, muttering to himself.
I mean, does this guy know? Honestly, we've been running around without horses, and I'm kind of sick of it. Horses is gonna make our lives like way better, or camels more like. I don't know if they sell horses out here.
Mule.
Mules?
Get both. Either or.
I think a camel's a better idea for these sandy environments.
Camels, but slower, but longer.
That's just my personal preference. Horses are better for, tougher ground for shorter distances, especially up north where it's, less sandy and heat and whatnot. Camels are pretty good for long distance and whatnot in this kind of environment.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to like go overnight to get there like as fast as possible, camels might be better. Trying to go nonstop.
Oh, I could just see myself on a camel riding through the desert. Oh, I'm. Let's see. I say let's do it. And Cedric, if you need somebody to watch over you while you're doing your little trippy hippie thing, I will babysit you, sweetie.
Thank you, but it will be part of my rituals and studies. I think I'll be quite all right. As I said, the entire process will not be recreational.
Well, it's just good to be, feel safe. I think when you're doing these things. So, just so you know, old Cora Dean's got you.
Oh, thank you, Cora, as always. Your kindness knows no bounds.
All right.
Shit, Dante's got the gold. Dante! Dante!
He's just walking through the town,
Dante! Ah, God damn it!
buttering under his
Fuck!
breath.
Go get him!
So you guys follow Dante into the markets, and you're gonna look for camels.
Hey, camels. You know that song Camel by Camel? Love it. That's going to be playing during our travel montage.
Cora prefers camel lights if they have them.
Camel blues now.
Oh no, Camel Crush.
If they have camelbacks, we'll need that for like the trip as well.
So you walk around for a while. You find a little camel stable in the middle of one of the markets, next to a tiny little rowboat type ship with like a big tent built on top of it, and like just a bunch of camels strapped to a pole outside. And they're all set up with saddles and bags and stuff. And a little man is dealing with, a customer there. He's got like a big turban. And he takes some silver and gives a camel to this guy. And he turns to see you and he's like, "How can I help you, friends?" And he's like, Oh, it is you. Yes, you are the ones. He like smiles really big, like it flashes a big gold tooth. And he's like, "You're the ones that killed the dire elf on the trail."
Oh, yes. Bone Legion at your service.
"Yes, the Bone Legion." He's like, "You are most welcome in my humble shop, Bone Legion." And he like does a big bow. He's like, "Would you need a camel? I'll give an extra fine deal for the Bone Legion. 65 silver, fully kitted."
Is that actually a good deal? I don't know. Out of character.
It sounds pretty good. For a mount,
How much
that
did you-
sounds really good.
How much did you
I
say?
think. I mean,
65 silver each.
yeah, I'll do that. I'll ask him for the meanest camel he's got.
He's like, this one, it's a spitter."
Yeah, perfect.
I don't have 65 silver.
I mean, 65 is pretty good. If we're interested in doing a bulk purchases, say 5 camels, any chance that we could round that down to 60 per camel?
He's like, "For you, my friends, I would be honored."
Hmm.
I have 4 coins left. So-
I mean, yeah, you could use the 300 you just got, and it would.
Oh, I got 300.
Right? Wasn't that what he gave you?
Yeah, give us 300 in total.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just use mine.
You're gonna pay your personal stash?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you guys could just blow your group stash, and every person would have a camel. You wouldn't have to touch your own money.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that.
I could cast floating disc and just hold on to
The camel.
hold on to.
Cedric's walking, pulling a camel. Oh yes, much more efficient.
There is a.
Actually, I'll buy an extra camel.
Okay. Don't you know about the floating disc trick?
600, so 60 silver each is exactly
300.
300 silver.
Yes.
So we don't have enough to buy an extra camel.
He's paying his own money to buy an extra camel.
Oh, thanks, man.
Wait, who? Zuzu? I thought you said you had 2 coins.
After he
I-
buys a camel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have 4
okay.
coins.
Yeah.
I'll repay your kindness.
I just figure it's good to have a pack animal.
I
still
do want to
think
know
60
the floating disc trick, though. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. It's some sort of carrot on a stick type thing, where you use because the disc says it can never be more than 10 feet behind the wizard. So if you play out like a hobbit halfling wizard, you tie him to the end of a 10-foot pole and then rig that to the floating disc, and then the whole party can sit on the disc, and the pole
Yeah,
constantly tries to follow the wizard like a carrot on a stick.
Okay, we're going to need a big stick.
I still think we should be spending this money on the drugs, but I'll make you a deal. We can buy the camels, but when we get there, I want everyone's weapons sheathed. I want to talk before we do any bloodletting, slaughtering, beheading, and he looks very sternly at Aretti.
It's what I do best.
I mean, to be fair, they don't want to spend the money on drugs. That's the whole point.
No, I know. I'm
Oh.
making a deal that we'll buy the camels, but they have to promise me they won't just instantly attack people.
I'm with you, Dante. I want to avoid as much heat as we can. I mean, if we can get in there and just catch this little present out of the sky as it falls and get on out of there without ever being seen, I think that's what we all want.
Dante, as a compromise to your own, that also means you can't just start playing your hurdy-gurdy as soon as we get there.
Wasn't planning on it.
Well,
I
good.
want
If you want to
speak
talk
this
it out,
Marlowe.
fine. If you want to
Uh,
talk it out, that's fine. But
Mhm.
if you want to take over somebody's mind to get us an advantage in this situation, that's exactly the same as us just attacking them.
Or it's much more like nudging their consciousness, or maybe cutting in front of someone in line.
I don't agree. I just don't agree. After seeing what happened in that bar,
I mean the fact that I saved your ass from getting murdered by 3 guys surrounding you? Yeah. I
Well,
don't
no,
blame
that
you.
was
I
was
was
me.
untouched at that point. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have stayed that way. You saw what they were about what he did to Awa in one swing. I guess technically 2.
Awa was unarmed and unarmored.
Dante was able to solve the situation without the necessity of violence. Of course, Awa did get a little carried away, but that wasn't the fault of Dante, and certainly wasn't my fault. We were just trying to end the situation without bloodshed, using our abilities the best way we know how.
That's fine. That's fine. But you and I look at it a little differently, I guess. And we will never agree. I don't think that taking over somebody's mind is casual.
Uh,
300 silver. We'll take 5 camels and then whatever else anyone else wants.
Good, good. Now tell me, when you killed the dire elf, is it true that he could fly? Did you see him eat anyone? They drink blood, you know, elves.
Well, I'll tell you this much. He could definitely fly. He has eaten people before, but I can't guarantee the pact of blood.
Oh,
Fuck.
he was flying when he had me. He was holding me in his grips by the back of the neck. He was lifting me up as he was flying back and forth trying to get him. And then just my friend here already came up and he just sliced him. He's not going to be eating any more people, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, I got him right here. I'll hold up the head.
I fell to the ground, grasping at where he grabbed me. It was cold.
The old man's eyes just go wide with like terror, but also delight. And he's like, "Oh, by the sun."
Yeah, you should
I'll
have
give you
seen
this
his
head
armor.
for those
It
5
was-
camels.
He
Should have
looks.
seen his armor. It was liquid.
Yeah.
He looks at the.
Fell from him in globs.
He looks at the head and he looks up at you and he's like, "I don't think 5 camels would be worth a trophy such as this."
Yeah, you're right. 10 camels.
Unfortunately, I do not have 10 more camels to give, my lord.
Damn.
He like points to his camels where there's only like one left on the, the pole.
Yeah. Yeah, well. But yeah, I appreciate you doing business together.
Thank you for the story. Fucking elves. Dire elves. Who thought of it?
Yeah, that's some bitches. We're gonna kill us some more.
yes, thank you for the beast.
Gives a little bow. His little turban touches the ground.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm gonna
All right. Take your mounts.
take my mount.
Can we ride?
It's like pre-sunset right now. You could make it out of the city by sundown, by nightfall if you wanted. But then you would be traveling a pretty big stretch of the desert at night. Are you just gonna try and press on through the night to make time? You're running out of time here.
Yeah, I mean, we're running out of time. I
Yep, let's
don't.
press on.
Yeah, we got to press on. The faster we can get this done, the safer it will be for literally everyone involved, except for the people who we're stealing from.
Yeah, you know what? Just to also kind of make things a little more desperate, I think my time frame was a little off. I'm gonna say that the drop is tonight, but like we'll say. So if you travel for 8 hours, you should be.
Let's do it.
Yeah. While we are riding, I do want to kind of turn to Dante and say, so I am mighty curious, and I don't think I'm the only one who is. What's your plan for talking to these folk?
Use my words.
All right. What are you gonna say to them?
Sometimes our most charismatic moments come to us in the fear that rings through us. You know what I'm saying?
He's saying he has no idea.
It
what he's
sounds
saying.
like you're winging it, which does not
Yes.
exactly inspire confidence in me.
Buddy, I wing most things.
Yeah, sure. I mean, sure. Yeah. I just don't. You don't got a single iota. Do you have an opener? Like, I'm not sure what you're expecting to get out of this by talking to them. I don't think we're gonna convince them to give us the drugs.
We might not, but I plan to strike a deal with them.
What kind of deal would that be?
You scratch our back, and maybe we'll scratch yours. Let's scratch his hair. Look,
All
we're
right.
already on the. Yes.
Just know you're alone in this. I will never strike a deal with the Black Candle. So that's
Very well.
if you want to do something with him, I will not hold you at bay, but you'll get no help from me.
I didn't really expect to, Zuzu. But thank you.
I think if there comes a situation where we can use diplomacy, it's always the best route.
This isn't diplomacy. This is dealings with. He's planning on putting us in their debt.
Well,
No, you said it yourselves earlier. We're outlaws. So maybe it's time we start acting like outlaws.
I will not embrace every aspect of being an outlaw just because I am labeled one. That's not what we've been doing.
No, you're right. We've been butchers.
Now that's an interesting way of phrasing it.
Yeah, that is a
So far, we've only
seems
killed
like
people.
you still you will never get over what happened, and you have never given me anything to do to redeem what happened. So I guess this will be my redemption. I'll just walk
Zuzu,
away
I'm
or
not
ride
asking
off.
you to. Oh well.
Yeah, he kicks his camel ahead and heads up over the next dune, and now it's completely dark at this point. The sun is, the sun's light is just like a faint purple strip on the furthest horizon, and like night is fully fallen, and you just see sandy, thick palm tree oasis forest down below you. Kind of ride down the last dune. And I think as you head into the dark forest, all of you kind of hit the tree line and slow down. You see the little creek that trickles into the, like, or out of the forest here, and you're supposed to follow it upstream. As you kind of follow it into the forest, I think you all slowly kind of hear the same sound, which is like a slow clicking up in the trees, and it pretty quickly turns into a lot of just the darkness.
Did
All
not hear anything.
A lot of what?
You
You
cut
cut
out.
out.
You do a
You
crow
cut
sound. You
out.
cut out.
crow noise.
Put a noise gate.
Okay, cool. Crow
Stupid
noise.
Discord. If it's not like human speech, it won't do it. But you hear the cawing just all around you in the dark. And I think you just see, like, it's like very dark in this forest because it's night, right? But I think you can see like just the glow of yellow eyes all up in the trees all around you guys. This mass of crows around you in the treetops seems like more than you've seen previously.
Oh yeah, Righty's gonna sigh and he's gonna follow that up with, I just realized any opportunity for us to do an ambush is absolutely shot down because we've got ourselves an entire flock of crows following us.
Like the forest is noisy around you.
Cedric takes his staff and starts shaking the trees.
Shoo! Go!
Yeah, the trees you shake, like crows take off in huge flocks and, swirl in their geometric flight paths and then just kind of return to another tree nearby. It's like impossible for you to shake enough trees to get them all, to go at once, and they're persistent. Roll your d6 for your... Hey.
Right.
Already, have you ever heard the old saying, improvise, adapt, overcome?
Yeah. What about it?
Just thought it seemed appropriate for this moment.
With the for this moment with the what we're going into, or with the tree stuff and whatnot?
Both.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't see it unless you can illuminate me. That right there, that ain't no boon to us. That is a damn right detriment, and it's gonna keep on being a detriment.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
It wasn't a detriment when the staff has served us very well. Me in particular. So I don't think... Yes, this is an annoyance. But let's not forget all the good the staff has done.
Yeah, like transforming you into entire figure of beaks.
Yes, exactly that. The beaks are stronger, they're more malleable than the roots, and I think they provide better protection. Excellent example.
If you say
Cedric,
so.
what's with the necklace hanging off of it? Have you messed with that at all?
Well, I've focused on the staff in general, but
I don't think it's like a necklace as much as it is like the medallion from the necklace is like fused into the wood.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cedric will kind of lovingly touch it.
beautiful, isn't it?
It kind of is.
Like a giant red gemstone, like brooch style thing, but the gemstone has a big crack running through it.
The gemstone starts glowing malevolently.
Do you want to press on with the crows following you and still try and approach?
Somebody has an idea.
Okay, okay, I've got it. I'd give me 10 minutes.
Kind of pressed for time.
Well,
Yeah,
it's either that or
it's
we
either
approach.
Cedric, you stay here and we approach, or we approach as is.
If you could just give me a few moments to get the particulars of a spell I have just for such an occasion.
So we can't see the drop spot yet. We're like coming up on it.
Yeah, you probably got another hour or two of travel.
Okay.
How's about you let us in on what this spell is gonna do rather than keep it a little bit of a secret to yourself?
Oh, I didn't think you'd be interested.
I
It's
am
some-
interested.
Well, it's something I actually haven't cast before, which means it should work, but there's always the possibility of problems. But it's quite exciting. It's an invisibility spell. Perhaps that's all it takes. Maybe they know how I look.
Seems like they've been following the staff.
Oh, it would be invisible too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they know where we are.
it doesn't seem to be sight. They seem to flock to us beyond our sight.
Well, now hang on a minute. When did this start happening? What happened, Cedric? When did this start happening to you? Because maybe
One-
one of them told them all.
Yeah, one saw me, and he yelled at me, and we had words, and well, he called me a murderer. Ridiculous. And the rumors that have been spoken about with Malik and that legend, but I don't really know. But I do know the first one to. It saw me and looked at me, and after that, it's just been ridiculous.
So how long have you known about this and neglected to let us know that something was going on?
I don't remember the exact timetable. I first noticed before we sent the boys off.
And you
Smuggled.
decided that this was a need-to-know basis and we did not need to know.
I don't inform the party for every squeak and chirp of a bird. I didn't know if it was anything to worry about or not. Crows are fickle beasts. I didn't know what to make of it, and by the time I realized that it was definitely an issue, I brought it before the group. I had no inside information as to what it was. It seems you knew more than I did.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of look back at the crows following us.
I don't think invisibility is a bad idea. I mean, maybe one did just see. I mean, maybe that's kind of how crows are. They they spread messages. That's what they do. And maybe if it disappeared, they'd be gone. Either way, I don't think we should leave Cedric alone. And can't we just sneak up? I mean, do we have to? I'd prefer if we just did a little snatch and grab and scurried off. I don't want to have to cause
the
more
cr-
problems.
With the crows following us, we can't do a snatch and grab. They're alerting our position at every turn. And even if Cedric did, listen, Cedric, you want to turn invisible, go right ahead. Those crows ain't stupid. They know that you're going with the group, and the rest, unless that invisibility covers all of us, and I personally don't want to be invisible. Unless I can cover all of us. They're still going to be following this group and nothing else.
And a camel, I mean.
Right, tie the camel to another camel. I mean, there's solutions for all of these things, but I may be able to turn one of you.
You do what you will, Cedric. We must try it and go.
Cedric, can I try holding the staff for a second?
I'm sorry.
I just want to see what happens if I hold it. Do the birds start following me if I go a different direction, or do they stay on everybody? I mean, we haven't really tested this, have we?
You'll not touch it.
It's just a staff, Cedric. I'll
You'll
give it
not.
right back to
No,
you.
it's fine. I keep it. I don't think it's. No. It's mine.
Okay. I'm sorry I asked.
No, it's. Yes. Yes, don't ask. I'm sorry, but.
I feel
no,
like
it's fine.
with like the cacophony of just crow noises all around you, like the tension is really kind of like rising for everyone in this conversation.
And this is happening while we're on the move, right?
Oh yeah.
Like we're okay. Just want to make sure.
So I guess I'm gonna kind of give a look to Dante, and I'm gonna ride up next to Cedric and hope Dante follows or is close to Cedric.
Yeah, I'd say since I was just talking to him, I'm probably at least one camel's length away from him.
And I'm gonna kind of go up to Cedric and pat him on his back and say, "Hey, you know, nobody's trying to blame you. Just try your invisibility spell."
Yes, I think I will.
So I'm gonna cast invisibility as a ritual. If you've got just a minute for me to sit there and cast it.
How long does it last? You still have, an hour of travel probably.
I think it's just one of those things. It's permanent. Yeah, it can be broken, but it's permanent.
All right.
So as he's focused on that, I'm gonna attempt to snatch that staff from him.
So, I don't know. I don't like making PCs do opposed rolls in D&D.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I can't do that.
Sorry.
When we have a moment, I'd like to kind of ride up next to Cora, but if there's still a moment going on, please continue.
I'll
No,
say,
there's nothing.
I'll say if you want it to happen, Andy, you can let him try and snatch the staff. Otherwise, we'll just say it doesn't happen.
I'm fine with him trying, but probably not.
Like, I just want to see what happens.
Uh,
All right, you can both make a dex check.
okay.
I mean, it is up to you, Andy, because it is kind of role play. Like, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I'm not trying to like take the staff from you and sell
Right.
it or
Yeah,
something.
I gotcha.
Cacophony of crows.
Sorry, I'm just rolling d20s because I'm.
Oh, just rolling a d20. I'm a barbarian and he is an old man, but I'm just gonna roll a d20.
Technically, you're both making dex checks, but he does roll lower. So I think he yanks the staff out of the way just in
Yep.
time.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Dante said he wanted to see the staff, and I owe him one.
Well, that's between me and Dante. Don't ever do that again. I know you think I'm just an old man, but that would be a big mistake if you ever tried to take anything from me.
Yeah. I'm gonna ride off.
God, there's a lot of sass going on tonight from everyone. All right. Well, you guys head deeper into the jungle. I guess you cast invisibility on yourself after that confrontation, Cedric.
Yeah, grumbling.
Gotta get so ridiculous.
Why don't you make your rolls for that real quick?
Okay.
So
Well,
And you're
strictly,
just
he was going to
gone
keep it
forever.
anyway. It was just he avoided any bad shit happening instead.
yeah. Yep.
Now, don't forget the call so we know where you're at. Don't forget our group call, Cedric, because we can't see you now.
What's that?
Oh, yes. Is it working?
I mean, they can still see your camel. I think it
We
only
got 2 extra camels.
I think it only affects one creature. Yeah.
Well, just don't fall off.
Uh-oh, does he go quiet?
Oh, no.
I am going to be okay. At this point, I'm going to be settling up next to Cora, just on Camelback.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to kind of lean over and whisper, "You were seeing that too, right?"
Seeing what? Because I feel like there's a lot going on, and I don't want to read too much into something.
Nice. There's something different about Cedric, yeah. Just recently.
Singing that about Susu. I feel like this helmet thing, this charm, y'all, they've been charming the whole time, but I feel like ever since he put that helmet on, he doesn't like it anymore.
No, it's that helmet fucked up, and honestly, I think there's something going on with that staff. We're in a whole bunch of shit, and I'm starting to get worried that things are going to start spiraling out of control unless we take a hard stance on some things.
Well, I'm with you. I mean, Cedric, I feel like what he's done has been the right thing. But it does seem like maybe he's getting a little fiery under the collar, and you know, I don't know if it's the staff or if it's just him finding his magic or being away from his family and trying to figure out who he is. But whatever it is, I mean, I'll try to keep him. I mean, morale. That's what that's my thing, you know? I feel like I'm losing him. I feel like I'm losing everybody.
Well, for all our sakes, we can just hope that whatever this changes, it is directly related to that staff, because I'm going to tell you, Cora, this behavior is eerily and frighteningly familiar to me.
All right, but look at
'Cause-
me. Look at me. I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy with magic and losing it. It's not everybody. I mean,
Cora, no offense, but you're a holy woman. I personally never met a holy person I didn't like. Someone who, they're empowered by their divine magic, something given to them by beings who understand that kind of power. Like, that's different from the kind of magic that he wields. I've done my research. They pull from some other world alongside us to harness the souls of the dead and transmute that to fit their own needs. It's twisted and perverted.
see what
I
you're
ain't
saying. I know it's different. I believe in I believe in his soul. I believe in his heart, and I believe in all y'all. I think we're really being challenged right now, and you find your power in your struggle, and we're really struggling, and sometimes that power is ugly and messy, and there's a lot of sides to all of us, and some of those sides are messy, but you can't just push it down and hide who you are. You got to find a way to live with it, and I hope I can help them find a way to live with it and find peace in the chaos, if that makes any sense.
I can only hope so.
But listen, I don't want to kill a bunch of people when we go here if we don't have to. We don't need any more heat on us. Can we just agree that we should try to just do this clandestinely?
Listen, I gotta lay out what we're walking into again. Like, I am more than on board to follow that, because that would be the ideal. But flock of ravens, people who already know this drop, who are there to receive the drop, and us going in with absolutely no element of surprise. And honestly, Dante wants to talk to him, but he is winging it. and I don't know what you can say to reach some kind of accord between all of us, and I ain't particularly interested in becoming hitman for the Black Candle.
No, me
Because this
neither.
amount of drugs is going to be, we want to get it off of them for a favor. It's going to be a hefty favor.
Well, I mean, we can let's let Dante give him a chance. And worst comes to worst, and she just like knocks on her helmet that she's wearing, like, I'll kick their asses, and just kind of gives you a nod.
Just got to be prepared for it to get messy, because more often than not, that's the direction it goes.
Well, I tend to do good in a mess.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to say, when we did that last fight and you did that cool helmet flip, that was really cool, and I think you should keep doing that. It was like a shunt, let's get into business, like headspace.
I was like, Blue 42.
Blue 42. Oh, hey, yeah. Hike.
All right. So you guys keep heading in towards the ruins pretty soon. I think they come in sight as just like a silhouette against the night sky on the other side of this little, river creek that you're following. And they're like old mossy kind of stone ruins covered by jungle vines and, shrouded by palm trees, all overgrown and half broken. It's like kind of a giant, ornately carved stone temple-like thing with big stairs up to the top, almost like a big flat pyramid-like structure, and it's got broken columns and things rising up from the top. But crows, of course, still follow you and just make a, disgusting, loud racket as you, steer your camels into the river, and they kind of like wade their way across at this kind of like river ford right before the ruins. And you kind of stand at the base of these big ruins. You don't see any signs of Black Candle, any fires. You don't smell smoke or anything. Completely dark around here.
But they followed us anyway. The crows.
Yep, the crows are still here.
I didn't have time to. We didn't sleep. I could cast something to make them quiet, make everything quiet, but I can't. I need prayers. I need a night's rest, and we just don't have it.
You're all worrying way too much. Look, we've got this. Trust me, well, maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This could get messy, but it looks like we made great time. Nobody's here. We must have beat them here.
You had me there for a minute, Dante. I was feeling good about what you had planned.
I'm still keeping an eye out because Reddy is just on a high alert because he's not convinced that they aren't already here, despite what we can see.
Okay.
I don't need to make a roll for it. I'm just saying that's his current position.
Yeah, so you guys are at the base of the ruins. What are you going to do?
Well, we got to start off by putting a camel somewhere where they won't be immediately seen somewhere, I don't know, inside of the ruins.
Drown them.
Look,
I would prefer not to drown our camels.
I'm just kidding.
I would prefer not to. We just
we can
got
do
them. Brand new. Paint ain't even scratched.
Yeah, we could hide them somewhere.
have that new camel smell.
I pull out my camel fob and I lock my camel.
Beep, beep.
The club.
There, now no one can get in it.
Honk.
Look, we can do this a few different ways. If I can either go up there and take care of this, and none of you can have to follow me, or we can go as a team. That's up to y'all. But one way or another, I'm going up there. And I'm going to try to get an audience with Marlowe.
Do we know that Marlowe's going to be here?
No. I don't expect him to.
So you want to start here, say, take me to your leader, and then have us go meet the head of the Black Candle.
Yes.
Dante, we ain't got that kind of time.
The Eld have been hunting people for 800 years. Another 2 days isn't going to make a difference.
You're right, because in 2 days they're going to realize Sam ain't coming back, and they're going to start killing all those folk that they got out there. They've been hunting people in the quiet and whatever they can do. We're putting people's lives on the line here for what?
I don't know. It just, I'm going by my gut. Something tells me that this is the right thing to do.
And what if Ivy pays for that?
Who?
Your friend. What was his name? Ivy? Ivan? Evie?
Oh, sorry.
The guy you were familiar with. You got hired.
Yeah. Look, no one's going in that arc. We barricaded the door. Well, I should put it this way. After what probably happened in the last group, I doubt anyone's signing up to run back into that arc. And there's no other way to deal with it.
To
One
deal
way or-
with what?
Disposing of it, sailing it back off somewhere, getting it started with something. We have to figure out something. And I don't know about you, but we don't seem to have the resources. Now, the Black Candle has the ability to get a hold of almost anything they've ever needed for a job, which means they can get to resources.
Making us associate with Black Candle is a terrible idea, Dante.
Yeah, I agree with Reddy. This is
So you'd rather put a
this
target on our
stinks of
heads so that we have to run from everyone. We
We're
have to
going
run
to have
from
a
the
target on our
merchant
heads
police.
anyway.
yeah,
Right now, that's
this is
our
a
existence.
big leap in logic for me. Suddenly want to do business with the Black Candle, some child enslaving drug dealers. It's pretty weird.
Look, if I've learned anything in our travels, it's that nobody is pure of heart and nobody is entirely good. Sometimes you've got to make deals with the devil.
No, this ain't for me. I don't agree to this.
Well,
I don't.
I guess
We
I'll
need.
go alone.
This is not something that is. We need to put these to a vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm against partnering with the Black Candle. I'm raising my hand for that. I turn to Cedric, Zuzu, and Cora. Y'all's positions are equally as valid in this as anyone else's.
So you can't see Cedric. Cora.
Good point.
Cora,
point.
of course, is there.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to do business with these. I mean, if they're bad folk, I want to do business with them. But I see what you're saying, Dante. I mean, I think that both things are true. I think it is not a good situation to have somebody else against us. But I'm really thinking what we're doing is going to make it so that we're bigger than all this, and we're bigger than the merchant police and this little old man who's running that arc. And we're bigger than. I just think that who we're going to be is going to be bigger, and we're not going to have to run once they see what we can do. So I'm sorry, but I got to put my foot down, and I don't think this is one of those situations where we make peace with people who want nothing more than just to burn earth.
Oh, I guess you've all met the Black Candle. You've all talked to them, traded with them in the past. And so you know that they just are horrible human beings that want to burn Earth, right?
No, but I thought somebody told me that they use children to sell their drugs, and they enroll children at young ages and turn them in, take away the possibility of them having a good future.
Yeah, and the lantern keepers that we partied with at the cat statue, they also indoctrinate children.
I was against that the whole time. I did
What I'm
not want to go
saying
out
is,
there.
I
even
killed
those
one
that
of them,
we
as a
consider
matter of fact.
the masses consider one side to be a threat, the other side to be holy. Now tell me, which one of them is better than the other?
They're not on our team. I don't know what to tell you. I want to be right. I want you to be right, Dante. I want you to be able to go up there and tell him, "Hey, hand it over. It's all good." I want that to happen, but I'm
That's
just
not what's gonna happen. That's not
And
even what
our
he
other
wants
option is
to
what?
negotiate. He
Go
wants
to
to
the
negotiate us
reclaimer?
being in their debt.
I don't think we have time. I think we got to get it and go. We got to feed those gerbils.
So I think you realize that the crows have started to thin considerably and quiet down as well.
Okay, is Cedric with us? Cedric, woo, loo.
No Wooloo returns.
Shit. It was woo, loo, right?
Or something.
It was
Cedric-
Lulu.
Okay, yeah, okay. Cedric, like, stamp your feet twice if you can. If you're still here, I'm looking around.
No,
He didn't wooloo.
no stamps.
Son of a bitch. Did Cedric walk off on his own?
Ladybugs.
Look, if none of you are comfortable with this, then maybe Cedric had the right idea. Would
Okay, I'm
suggest
worried
maybe
you got
all get a head
snatched.
start.
Got a bad feeling in my stomach, gang.
Well,
One way or another, we have to follow through on this.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Dante. Go do it.
are you guys gonna go up into the ruins?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Well,
Dante wants to go
Dante
first.
wanted to go alone, so
I'm following him. I can't
I'm
let you
not
go
letting
alone.
him
I've
go
made
alone.
2 offers. You guys each can choose what you want to do. But Dante 100% starts climbing up the ruins.
All right, yeah. There's like external stone stairs kind of up the side of the ruin.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at our party makeup right now. I'm gonna say, this is what gets us killed, gang. Splitting us apart. Decentralization. I don't know where Cedric is. Caesar ain't coming up here. This is where we meet our end if we follow through on this.
Bone Legion sticks together.
Bone Legion stick together, that's what I'm saying, and right now the Bone Legion ain't sticking together.
Dante, you get to the top of the stairs and there's a very ornate, like beautiful archway entry carved in all kinds of gorgeous stone and overgrown with vines that leads into the dark chambers of this like half-ruined structure in front of you.
Do I see any people around, or is it just this structure?
Just this like, yeah, facade. It's like an entryway to a building, but like you can see the back half of the building is fallen, so moonlight is like coming in, deeper in. But the doorway's like carvings, they're kind of ornate stars being like held and placed by like little, kind of angel-like figures who are supposed to be demigods that work for the Sun Dreamer.
Dante like walks up to this archway, this with all these carvings, and kind of just runs his hands across them, admires the art of it, and lets out a sigh. He just stands there and waits.
All right. Everyone else, are you going to come up the stairs with Dante?
I think that
You see him stop at the top. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I just think that Cora's gonna look. I think she'll give one more like Cedric, come on, you stubborn as a mule, Cedric. And then she's obviously trying to get his attention, and then she's gonna look at the barbarians and be like, y'all can fend for yourselves, but I can't leave him up there. And she's gonna pull her helmet down and pull her shield out and whip Jolene around her corner and head up.
Yeah, I was not very far behind. I'm going up with Dante as well.
All right. So you guys head up the stairs behind him. Dante, they catch up to you at the top of the stairs. You go in.
Them or me?
You. Like, they catch up to you. Are you going to go in first?
Oh yeah. Dante's like no fear, swallowed everything, and just pushing on.
All right. Make a dexterity check for me.
Any modifier to it?
1.
19. That's a fail.
Oh, Dante.
Something sharp and cold and thin catches your ankle, a hard piece of wire, and just a very loud jingle jangling of bottles and bells breaks out from the inside of the temple. And Dante, you feel yourself tipping forward, and something slams your face hard as you hit the ground. The rest of you see Dante trip over a tripwire and fall into a pit just beyond it. And also a bunch of cans and bells on strings drop from the ceiling in just an incredibly loud sound. Although there's still a bit of crow cawing, although not nearly as much as before.
Crows wouldn't be too bad now, would they? She's gonna run forward but stop before she gets to the door and see if she can see him.
So Dante, you take 1d6.
Giddy with anticipation. Oh damn it! I was hoping it was gonna be like
I'll say
30-foot drop.
I'll say 2d6. It was pretty deep. Yeah, I think it was 15 or 20. 8 damage.
Damn it.
So
I'm
can I
gonna.
see him in there?
Can you? Yeah, you can see him at the bottom, but it is deep, and he's laying on his back, trying to catch his breath.
I come up, pulling out the 50-foot of rope that I've got and saying, "How deep is it?"
Who are you
Hello?
saying that to?
Who knows?
20
I'm
feet.
on my back breathing hard. I doubt I'm very fully conscious right now.
And you got the wind knocked out of him.
He's trying to catch his breath. Yeah, wind knocked out hard.
I'm terrible at measuring distance. I've never been good at that. Just throw down as much as you can.
That's fine. Here, Cora, hold one end of this, would you?
Oh, for sure. She's got it. She just steadies herself, spreads her legs, and bears down. I'm not letting this rope go for nothing.
Hell yeah, barrel stance. And I toss the rest of the rope down. And once I do that, I grab the front end as well.
All right, yeah.
Dante, you up?
Big coil of rope lands on you, Dante, as you barely catch your breath. You can just see their heads poking out over the edge above you.
Snakes.
It's a rope, Dante. Grab it.
So you glance around, and even though this alarm bells went off, it doesn't seem like anyone's coming up the stairs or coming from anywhere else inside the ruin to get you, per se. You could see if someone alone came here, though, they'd be stuck in this pit and fucked. There'd be no way out. But you start pulling Dante up, slowly. He regains the strength, and you start trying to pull him up out of the pit. Let's cut to Cedric real fast.
Oh no!
I was wondering. I was like,
yeah, baby.
So we see Cedric, invisible, sitting with his back against a palm tree somewhere deep in the forest. Crows still just swarming all about. And Cedric, as you sit with your back to the palm tree, 3 Black Candle guild members in all their black garb walk right past you, chatting as they go. And they are actually heading away from the ruin to the southwest. And one of them is saying yeah, I don't know what's gone wrong with these fucking crows. They were already crazy, but now they've lost their minds. I guess that's why they canceled all the drops for the next 2 weeks. And the other one's like, doesn't matter, we still get paid. And he like wrings his hands. And then the third one's like, shut up. We've got work to finish. Follow me to the grove. Grab your harvesting poles. You don't want to get close. And you see they're all carrying poles, Cedric, that have like, you know, pincher clamps. Like they have like, what are they called? An obesion?
Grabbies.
A grabby pole, yeah. But like long ones, like what a dog catcher or something like would use, you know, with handles on it and stuff, like wrapped with, you know, hand grips and everything.
So once they were far enough away where he wasn't worried about having to do a dex check, he would.
Well, you already did one and you passed it.
Oh, good.
You did it secretly.
Okay, then I would.
You want to follow
start
them?
I will follow. Yeah.
So yeah, you pass both your dex checks. They didn't see you, so you they walk literally right past you. No idea you're there. I feel like you almost like giggle to yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? Because the eavesdropping is so like juicy. Yeah, you follow them for a little bit, and pretty soon they come to like a cliff in the jungle, but you're on top of it, right? So like they kind of walk down these natural stone cut stairs into the face of the cliff. It's only like maybe a 20-foot cliff. And down into like a little low area where like a little pool is collected, and there are 3 massive black slick looking trees with no leaves, just big dead gnarled branches and fat gnarled roots that almost look like human like bellies and, you know, kind of weird muscle like forms. These are black oleanders. There's 3 of them here, and they're covered in like black veins. They kind of throb and move slightly. And they have some large white flowers blooming up in the tops of the trees.
Hell yeah. Cedric is just taking all this in, kind of marveling at the black oleanders. They're impressive. Is there anyone else around?
No, it
here?
seems like just these 3 guys. Like this place is unguarded right now. They like do, I think, step over multiple traps, you notice, on the way down. Tripwires and things, and pits and similar things.
Okay, I think Cedric would spend 10 minutes observing just their patterns, anything unusual, anything that was going on. I mean, the stuff like the traps.
Yeah.
Just the routine.
Yeah, well, they immediately go about fucking with the trees. They start, you know, kind of putting their grabbers up in the branches. One of them like lifts another one on his shoulders, and he picks one of these massive white flowers the size of his face off the big dead black branches at the top of the tree. And as soon as he like picks it, one of the big pustule like root sacs, you know, that like, you know, comes off the tree, one of the big knobby parts of the tree, like opens up and just like blah, like births out a slimy black and gray human shape, the size of a man. It's like when the orcs are born in Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm talking about?
Fuck yeah, I do.
You mean the Urukai?
The Urkai, excuse me. But they like slide out of the tree. You know what I mean? Like one slides out as soon as he picks the flower, and they're like to the third guy. They're like, "Get him!" And he like, you know, clamps down on its neck before it can get up with his grabber, and like tries to pin it to the ground. The ghoul like breaks out of its what's the word I'm looking for? Sack that it's in. Its membrane, and
It's pustule.
yes, and starts like just like ah! Squealing like ha ha, and grasping at its throat, and, you know, kind of frantically trying to get out from under the thing, but he has it pinned down. And the guy who's holding him down, he's like, "Hurry up and get off his shoulders! Bring me the shackles, quick!" And they bring over some like shackles, and they shackle its arms, its hands together, its throat, and then they lead it with the poles and like chains and shackles so they can stay away from it over to like the one structure that's here, a little shed tucked against the kind of rock shelf of this little glen. And when you open the shack, you just catch like the sound and smell and a quick glimpse of like at least 6 or so other ghouls chained to the wall in there. As they're just like, you know, meat! Like screaming. Trying to get out of the shack. And they like close the door. And the guy's like, all right, next one. And then they start like going up towards the next flower.
Okay, Cedric would take all of that in, and then I think he would realize it's time to try to get back to the party.
All right. I mean, the crows are still thick around you, but you're invisible, so... The crows have been thick around here, you know, for a week now. For days now. So these guys didn't seem to take it for granted, and you're able to, for the most part, sneak back amongst the awful noise of the crows. It even somewhat covers your clumsy footsteps, because you're invisible, but you're not very quiet, you know?
For sure.
And pretty soon you head back to the stairs of the ruin. And when you get to the stairs, the camels are all tied up, like, you know, by a big rock coming up out of the creek and over by the side of the ruin. And you don't see anyone, like, on the stairs. Head up towards the inside, where you find the others pulling Dante out of a hole.
I think Cedric would say,
May I be of assistance?
Whoa!
Motherfucker. Oh, God damn it.
Oh,
Damn
No.
it. God damn it. What?
forgot! I forgot!
Now, it's a good thing we already gave away our position, otherwise we'd be in big trouble.
1,000 apologies. It's quite difficult getting used to.
That was a dirty dog thing you did, but I'm busy right now trying to get this young man who's got the wind knocked out of him out of a cave. But you don't just go disappearing on people, turning invisible, and then not saying nothing. I've been worried sick about you, Cedric. How do I know you didn't do it wrong and disappear altogether?
Oh, I'm sorry. It just seemed like I was a burden, and I didn't want to be the reason everyone got caught. And let us get Dante out of the hole.
All right, yeah, you pull him up out. Dante, you're out and catching your breath soon enough.
That hurt like hell.
Yeah, well, that's on all of us for not even thinking that there would be traps here, because of course there would be. And the fact that I didn't think of that was embarrassing, really. God damn.
Well, honestly, I was just half expecting there to be somebody up here. Shit.
I'm gonna look at him like, are you hurt real bad?
Oh, yeah, he's like bleeding profusely from his head, and like one of his arms is probably out of socket from that fall.
Oh, okay. So Cora's gonna just grab him and be like, damn it, Dante. She's gonna grab him and just like cradle, he's still laying down, like kneel down and just like cradle him, like his head in the crook of her arm and just like hold him and close her eyes and just like murmur under her breath a sweet song for her bard friend and roll to try and heal you once again.
Holy fucking shit.
God.
The mother is with me tonight.
Rocks.
So 4. And
I'll
then be
take it.
like, don't be an idiot.
Do you think it'll scar? I hear chicks really dig scars.
Yes, I think it'll scar, and I think chicks will dig it.
Well, there was some good news about my little escapade. I gathered some information.
Oh.
Yes, I ran across a couple of black candle fellows. I could have pinched them, but they didn't see me. And, well, it, seems the drops have been cancelled for 2 weeks.
What?
Yes,
That's his good news.
Right, I know.
Why?
Well, they didn't say.
So what's that mean?
Means we're shit out of luck. It means we can't get our Nazarite powder.
Well, there's
It means
more.
we can't.
Good news?
Well,
He said it was good news.
there's black oleander trees close to here. They are guarded by the Black Candle, and they seem to be using them to raise an army of ghouls.
And this is good news?
Well, we have a vehicle for narcotics, at least. It may be difficult under the circumstances, but when the universe closes a door, it opens a window.
Well, I do like the way
Sometimes
that sounds.
it opens a hole underneath your feet.
Oh.
That's actually something I've been working on. We should discuss that later.
Can
You're
the
insane,
ghoul
old
to
man.
powder do anything? Is ghoul? I mean, I'm cool, with the drugs, but I don't know much. Is the ghoul powder gonna do anything for those gerbils?
Is ghoul powder a depressant or an upper?
It's kind of a depressant.
I don't know, honestly. I was relying on Nazarite powder doing the trick because it's an upper. It energizes the body. Ghoul powder ain't that. It's a depressant. It drives you down and relaxes you. I don't know if that's going to be what they're sleeping already. I don't know if that's going to be what we need to get the barge up and running.
All right. Well,
Can't you
I mean,
trade
it's lead.
drugs? Drug for drug?
Yeah, I mean, we could have. I mean, we can't walk away empty-handed.
I don't
Maybe
really
we
have much in
should.
the way of options.
Maybe we should just. I don't know. I'm in pain. I'm so tired of seeing people die. So tired of all of this. Maybe Reddy was right in the first place. We should just sail off into the ocean and be done with all this.
That's a problem. We can't. Not without Nazarite powder or not without anything.
What? Why do we need that to sail off? We just need to get on a boat, join a crew. I don't know. Aren't there other places in the world? Maybe. I think that fall hit my head hard.
The world is rapidly getting a lot smaller than I ever gave it credit for.
Cheers to that. And Dante, don't be so glum. It will work itself out. And you haven't really killed anyone.
Thank you, Cedric. It
Somebody-
doesn't do much, but thank you.
I think we got to follow up on this lead. I mean, Cedric, it's all we got. We came all the way out here. We got camels. I think we got to. I think we got to at least check this ghoul party out, or not party, but Legion, Ghoul Legion versus Bone Legion.
Well, it did seem to be starving the ghouls, but the guards were relatively light. 3 of them.
When you're saying they're raising a legion of ghouls, did you see like a legion, or what were they doing with the ghouls?
Well, they were. How would I put it? They were hatching them almost.
Well, if I understand anything about how ghoul powder production is done, you hatch ghouls, then you kill them. And that's where you get the ghoul powder from. I think you get it from a flower or from the ghouls themselves. So it's very possible that they aren't raising a legion, they're harvesting ghoul powder. Which,
That would make more sense. They seem to be keeping them in captivity, and the ghouls seemed quite unhappy too.
well, I mean, even then, I don't. I've never harvested ghoul powder in my life, so I mean, that could be wrong. But that's stuff I've heard. I know they're interchangeable. I know they're tied together. The flowers, the ghouls. And I don't think I don't know about you. I don't know if raising an army of ghouls is in the Black Candle's best interest, especially if they're harvesting, if they're in the drug trade. That's more valuable than having an army of the undead. God damn it!
I'm relieved.
Yeah, well, you can be relieved all you want. We still got work to do.
Do you want to head back to the Ghoul Shack? The Oleander Grove?
You know where it is. You got to lead the way, Cedric.
I don't think that would work out for you all very well.
We can't see you. Get a rope.
Let's see. Actually, do I have anything? Yeah, you know what? I just hand him like an unlit torch, and I say, "Drag that behind you. We'll follow the line."
Yeah, can't you make a path with some sticks or something, or weeds?
You could also just ride your camels.
Yeah, there you go.
I was kind of
Thanks.
waiting for that one.
I mean, I was.
Thanks,
I mean,
GM. Solving the
Hey,
big problem.
Well, hey, listen. I didn't want to ride my camels into the den. Really, I was thinking going on foot was smarter.
Need some meat.
I didn't know how far it was.
He could also just make himself visible.
Yeah,
Good.
right. Do you know about blowing this? Only it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's sneaky.
I could take it off, but I figure it's permanent, so why,
Forever. Well, no one will ever see him again.
Well,
I'm never gonna
anytime-
act.
If you act at all, if you cast a spell at all. All right. Well, you want to hop on your camel and lead them back there? I guess.
Yes.
So you guys turn to leave the ruin and head down the stairs. And I think as soon as you kind of come out the big ornate door and a few steps down, you notice a young, maybe 14, 15-year-old like young girl on a black horse, dressed in all black with a black candle tattooed on her cheek right under her eye. And she like makes eye contact to you with like a surprised face, and then she just kicks her horse and runs off into the jungle.
Can I stop her horse?
Yeah, you can try. What's the range on the staff?
I've got it right here. I have to see it. The character can only control animals they can see.
Nice. Yeah, so yeah. You can just stop the horse dead run if you want.
Come back over here.
And I start having the horse dart back towards us.
All right, yeah, as soon as it starts to turn and she realizes what's happening, she's going to jump off of it. And like look back, like confused and scared, and just keep running towards the forest and like, you know, into the jungle. The darkness.
I think already is sprinting after her.
All right. She got a pretty good lead with the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make
Do you have a camel on? Do you have a camel on? Are you on your camel?
I guess I can be on my camel. That's gonna make up for some time.
That's how you say mount, right? Do you have a camel on?
Do you have a camel on? Yeah. I mean, if like, yeah, I'll hop on my camel. That'll make up some of the difference. I don't know if it's going to be much use once I get into the trees. At least it'll still be a little bit faster.
Let's see a dex check to steer your camel well enough to catch up to her and try and snatch her.
No, we have so many mounts.
No such luck.
I think she's like darting between trees. She literally like climbs up a tree like a monkey and jumps to another one nearby. And like comes down on top of a big rock and starts running along like a rock ridge.
God damn it! God damn it! God, fucking, I hate. I ain't good at riding things. I think at some point I just hop off the camel and see if I can do any better on my own 2 feet.
I mean, you can follow her, but I don't think you're gonna catch her.
Yeah, I think I would like pursue her for a little bit, but once it's clear that I can't catch her, I would stop before I get too far from the party. Son of a bitch. Nothing's going right.
Well, she did leave like, deep footprint path through the sand where she's been running, where she ran away.
Cedric is now visible, by the way.
Oh, you look just the same. Thank goodness.
Oh, thank you.
We got so many extra mounts now. We had none, and now we have 2 extra.
Yeah. I can't afford to keep following this girl alone, because that would that just end within Reddy's style. He has to wait until everyone else catches up with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you made it that far. Everybody, catches up quickly. But again, you can see a, very evident sand trail that she left because she's basically sprinting through sand. And so the way she was heading, show you a little bit on the map here. I'll put some new tokens out. Actually, I'll make a little drawing. Let's see.
I'm gonna gather her horse.
Right.
Horse.
Big, beautiful black mare, all decked out in black, saddle and kit.
Already, you know what must be done.
Cut his.
What are you talking about? Yeah, we got to go follow the girl.
Kill that horse.
I was making a joke. You're gonna kill the horse.
Kill the horse. What was that other horse's name? Bumblebee.
Popcorn.
I ain't gonna
Popcorn.
kill horse. What, you think I'm a
Gotta
horse
kill
killer?
that
No, that was
horse.
done out of necessity. I ain't gonna kill some horse just for no good reason. Now, if this horse has knives in its hooves, maybe. Hold up, does this horse have hoof knives?
Yes.
Shit.
Son of a bitch. This horse is looking to kick us good and stab us real deep. That's a murder horse.
It's like those fucking hawks in Elden Ring. Knife hawks.
Love those knife hawks.
Knife hawks.
They are. They literally have fucking knives attached to their feet. I'm gonna make the crows have them.
Some of them also
No.
have bomb masks.
In the next 2,000 years.
Yeah, some of them can breathe fire too. It's fun. So the little camp is down here with the oleander trees. The oleander grove is this little bramble token. Briar, bramble, thorny, whatever. And then you saw the gal heading. Great. Her tracks are like.
Got tracks. Chances are she's going to be losing us along the way. Backtracking, hiding her footprints. So I don't know how long these tracks are going to be viable.
Well, 2 paths diverge, I guess.
Gonna do.
Shall I ask the ladybugs?
Ain't sure the ladybugs are going to give us anything new. Unless they can catch back up with her. Which, I mean, ladybugs ain't that fast.
I mean, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with her? Keep her from telling on us, or make her? What are we gonna do with her?
Well, we don't do anything to her. She's just a child, but we may apprehend her temporarily for our own safety.
I guess she could have information. I just can't help but feel this girl showing up after all those things Dante said. It feels like a sign to me. They are people. The look in her eyes, I just feel like it means something.
It means that she's either going to go warn more people that we're here, or she is intently leading us away from people, hoping that we'll follow her.
Yeah, she might be a stinker, huh?
I want you to send your ladybugs up so the fucking crows eat them.
How dare you?
oh, poor Cedric.
I said we follow her. We can either stop her from telling on people, or she's going to be leading us to people we need to see anyway. I don't know if there's going to be anything we need at the camp. They might have already harvested the ghouls that they're already going to harvest, so there might be just nothing there. If we follow her, at least we know she's going somewhere, and that somewhere is going to be important one way or another.
Sounds good to me.
What do y'all think?
I agree.
Everybody get your camels on.
I'm with you.
All right. You gonna follow the path?
Yeah, I just hope that she doesn't lose us in the brush.
Who wants to do the tracking here?
Tracking would that be wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom.
Yeah, someone else is going to be better at that than I am.
I'll give you advantage though because you're in sand.
Would you
I mean,
call it
I've got
delicate
pretty good
task?
wisdom, but
I'm afraid my eyes just ain't very good. Tracking I left as a specialty to other folk.
I can roll it if you want.
Are you confident?
Yeah, I'm always confident, but that
Then
doesn't.
go for
That's
it.
it's not a good. It's not always good to be confident
Listen,
with advantage.
All that matters is you're confident, Cora. Go right ahead. You got lead.
All right, looks like maybe this way over here. Let me. Do I do a modifier? God.
That's how I'm gonna end my prayers from here on out.
No, just with advantage.
All right. Whew.
Fucking hell. That's close.
Yeah, it's hard.
Goodness, there went a
It's
modifier.
hard in the dark, and she definitely did cover her tracks and backtrack at least one, spot. But
She is a stinker.
Cora is able to figure it out pretty quickly, and pretty soon you come up like a small you come upon like a small clearing amongst the palm trees here, little palm jungle, and it's kind of like just a single sand dune in the middle of a clearing. Not real big, but you can see up at the top of the dune there's like 4 fairly large tents and a big bonfire going from the tree line, and you can see her tracks lead right up here, and there must be 8 or so people milling about in the camp. All wearing black, of course. They have like mounts tied up. They got a little wood pile and like wood shed. They have like some infrastructure built here. It looks like they also have a well built.
How big are the black oleander trees?
They're pretty big. I would think of them like, the Sleepy Hollow tree.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, it's not super tall per se, but it's thick, and like the roots are massive and bulbous and gnarly, and you can like stand up between. But the black oleander trees aren't here. Else.
Oh, so this is just an encampment on the way?
You followed the girl. You went the opposite direction of the encampment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we went away from the trees.
Well, you went deeper into the palm jungle, but you came to a clearing in the trees. You went away from I see what you mean. You went away from the oleander trees. Yes.
We went away from the oleander trees.
Yeah,
We're here. I think oleander trees are there.
Yep.
We're up here.
And there.
What's the plan?
Yeah, you're on the outskirts of this encampment. Actually, why don't you all if you're gonna try and be sneaky, like what are you gonna do with your camels, that kind of stuff?
We'll leave camels at the tree line, but honestly, being sneaky is just about not in our horoscope.
All right, let's see some wisdom checks from everybody. Let's say +2.
Wisdom.
Feel confident, y'all.
What are we doing?
Roll in perception.
Shit.
That's right. You only need one person to pass. Cedric and Zuzu, you both spot, excuse me, multiple like tree stands on like 3 different spots around the encampment. One is like almost directly above you. You're surprised they haven't seen camels. But you can see people moving in one of the far ones across from you. There must be like a few archers in each one, adding to the count of people in the camp. So somewhere around 14 to 16 people, depending on how many people. Of the lookout towers. Trees.
Yeah, I think. Are we all together? Close?
Yeah.
I think Cedric would be like, I think we need to get out of here.
What'd you say?
I think we need to get out of here.
No, I said, what'd you see?
Oh,
Tree stands. There's over a dozen people, maybe 2 dozen. I don't think we're ready for this fight.
This ain't a fight we can win, and I don't think it's a fight we can talk our way out of.
Never know unless you try.
Well, let's at least give ourselves a chance. I don't. Are we going to go into it like this? Make a plan, regroup, or are we going to just wander into the encampment and hope for the best?
Regroup. Going in there, that ain't smart.
Agree.
Surrounded on all sides, outnumbered. We wouldn't even
Tired.
have any leverage. None. Not one iota of leverage to our advantage. There's nothing waiting for us in that other than capture or death.
Any other opinions?
No, I'm with you.
Already he's turning his camel back around and he's moving away. This ain't something we can do, gang.
You know, I'm starting to think that Aretti might be a chicken. He just wants to run all the time now.
What already is someone that knows what the cards are dealt and whether we can deal with him. We have a trash hand, they have a full house. You don't jump into fights that you can't win.
You know, Awa told me he won that Serpent's Eye with a pair of pocket twos. Nobody plays pocket twos.
Good for Awa. He ain't me.
So we're just supposed to keep running from our shadows?
This ain't running. This is retreating. This is waiting for another time where things are more in our advantage, because I ain't walking into something that's gonna get me fucking killed for no good reason. You want to play it stupid?
Like I said, you never know unless you try.
I do know. And I don't need to try. Because a lot of times you try, and if it ain't in your favor, you die. That's what happens. Because we are not heroes. We're just people. And this ain't a story. We don't have plot armor.
Oh.
So, then why did you decide to attack Zolm?
Because he needed to die. And it was in our advantage.
We didn't know that, and you just went for it.
5-on-1. That's more than enough to take care of someone. Numbers add up. I don't care how powerful he thought he was. He ain't powerful enough. Because he was just one thing. That is 24 things.
He's right. And we had to get Awa out of this. Like, we saved his life 3 times, so I don't really want to do what Awa's done. So I think we should get out here quick.
Came here for a reason.
This
Now
ain't
you
the reason. We just followed this girl because we found her. The reason was to find the drugs. We didn't find the drugs. I need to rest. I'm not going to be able to keep doing this. I mean,
Cedric found the drugs. He knows where they're being manufactured.
not the right drugs.
But drugs.
But
You can trade drugs, remember?
So let's go. Let's go there. That's the other way. Come on, we're all in agreement. Giddy up.
We're able to take those drugs. We take them. There's probably more drugs in that encampment. But you give me a good plan of action how we're going to get those drugs, then I am all ears. Because it
I'd
better
rather
be a
take drugs than
goddamn
3.
good plan.
Yeah, there's only 3 of them at the other place. I mean, it's just listen. We haven't rested. We're not prepared. I mean, Dante,
And where
you
are we
fell.
where are we gonna sleep out here? In the middle of the fucking jungle.
We can
Zuzu,
put
you've been very,
hammocks.
very quiet right now, Zuzu. What do you think?
I mean, at this point, you guys are, have put some distance between you and the camp.
I mean, Reddy said he was riding away. No one else has.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were still kind of.
Well, I figured,
Honestly, at this point, I
I've-
started moving away. If they did not start moving away, I would have halted my camel.
well, I
for
mean,
that
I figured
conversation.
you aren't like running away, but I figured you guys were following him because, as I said, you were literally standing beneath a watchtower, and having this conversation there would be an incredibly stupid idea.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
we
kind of what I
pulled
was
back.
thinking.
Yeah, so-
I was actually gonna ask, like, have the people above us heard us?
No, yeah, I'm assuming when Reddy pulled away, you guys at least like put
Retreated.
100 feet between yourselves and the the edge of the clearing.
Come
Yeah.
along, Dante. We'll live to fight another day. We haven't lost the war. Just a battle. And not even really lost.
And we haven't done the thing that you didn't want either. I mean, everything's going all right. We didn't go in and kill anybody. Now you want to run in and kill everybody or talk to everybody, get us killed.
I have not asked any of you to follow me.
We
I
made a
came here
pact.
for a purpose. That town is my hometown. Am I supposed to just let weird foreign creatures eat people, or let the Black Hand sit here and I don't even know what the hell they're doing. Somehow they're making ghouls, which is probably not even great either because ghoul army. And then you've got the Reclaimer, who we can't side with either because we don't trust him. So if we don't trust everyone, eventually, what are we going to do? We're just gonna stand here in the middle of the fucking desert and just wait to die?
Well, we got to trust each other. I know that. And right now, it's hard.
Oh,
This is the hardest it's
please.
ever been. But we made a deal on the
How
way
many
here.
of us actually trust each other here? I've watched the 4 of you murder people continuously. I can't trust you. If I close my eyes, one of you might slit my fucking throat.
You
Oh,
seemed to trust
come
me
now,
when I was
Dante.
healing you and pulling you up out of that pit you got yourself caught in. You seemed to trust us when we were saving you from all of these problems we've had before. I know it's hard, and I'm not telling you it's not, but the best path forward to save your town is not for you to run in there and try to talk to these people when you're outnumbered 25-1.
So what do we do? Someone give me an answer of what else we do then.
Well, I say we get some drug and we know where it's being manufactured. And then we head back to the barge and do as you suggested. I still haven't forgot our responsibility to take care of those monsters deep in the barge.
Let me interject here. I think as this conversation gets to this point, Cora, you kind of look out across the jungle, scanning the treetops, and I think you notice a light way off on the horizon, like in the night sky above the, the canopy of the jungle. And you guys had seen this before as well when you were at the Ark. They light some sort of big artificial or possibly magical light on top of the the rim spire every night. And you just like catch a glimpse of it through the fronds of the palm trees up on the night sky horizon.
But I think she'll stop in her tracks and like take a deep breath, like gasp, and like, it's important, and say, "No, point up," and be like, "Now y'all can't tell me that this isn't meant to be. That what we're doing ain't right. Now, we need to get it together. Look up there, and you tell me that you don't feel like we're one right now. We need to figure out how we can move forward together, because I made a devotion to my god, my goddess, and I made a devotion to the Bone Legion, and I don't plan on breaking either one of them. So we need to get it together."
Cora's right. We need to stick together. That's what got us through every scrape we've gotten ourselves into thus far. Dante, you know we're not killers. We are friends. We were just doing what we thought was right. None of us took any pleasure in it. Well, maybe Soup.
Please, Soup at least had reasoning. It's just a primal thought for him. We all knew what we were doing.
We're doing what needs to be done. Every step of the
No.
way.
No.
And it ain't gonna be easy. And it ain't
No.
gonna be clean.
Quit lying to yourself already. You're doing it for pleasure.
Not
Nero
you,
did not
Owen.
need to die. Zom did not have to die. There are other ways of working with people. And all we keep doing is every time we find an obstacle, we think of some way to either kill it or run away from it.
Zom, I won't be shedding tears for Zom. Good gracious. He
We
was.
didn't even get a chance to know Zom. He could have been reasoned with. We don't know.
893 years of him killing and eating people. We ain't gonna reason with him in a day.
No,
You're deluding yourself if you say that.
and you're being
Tell
unfair,
me,
Dante.
tell me already, what do you eat? What do you eat?
I eat meat from
Yeah,
an
you're
animal.
a predator too.
I don't eat things that think. I don't eat things that have lives, that
you
have
eat things
thoughts.
that you look down on, just like he did. That is a
livestock.
humanistic, human trait. He could have been talked to. He could have been reasoned with.
No, I couldn't have. He couldn't have.
Part of
Someone
the
who
reason why
does.
Zom ate humans is because of our souls. It was literally because he knew our souls were advanced enough to gain sustenance off of. That's why he wouldn't eat crows. That's why he wouldn't eat cattle. That's why he wouldn't eat pigs.
Wait,
He knew what he was doing. That thing was evil.
how do you know that, Zuzu?
He was testing species out in front of us. He wanted to test the cattle. That's how he got us out of the barge. He was very reticent on not eating people because he knew their soul power.
That's why he thought crows may have been usable, because they have sentience
They
and
have
possibly a more
sentience.
developed soul or
And quite frank,
attuned soul.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was done.
If anything, we eat the species that are the least soulful, even by Zom's account. So, yes, we eat meat, and predators eat meat, but I mean, Dante, I think we're getting off the subject a little bit.
Yes, would you be fine with it if we'd eaten some?
Damn, it's so hard to stay mad at you.
I'm gonna hold up the head. In those 893 years, how many cries for mercy do you think fell on deaf ears?
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was
Right.
doing.
But so did we.
Yeah.
Miro
Yeah,
begged for mercy, and we didn't show it to him. We're no better than that creature.
We are better than that creature.
Yeah, calling me a murderer is you've done it many times now, and
I've seen you do it many times.
I'm
Zuzu.
getting rather sick of it. What? Because I killed somebody that was gonna kill Soup? Because I killed a man who was gonna throw me into slavery? You call me a murderer?
I call you a murderer because you killed somebody who was begging for mercy, and now
Yes,
already
and how
trying to
many
use
begged
that
him for
argument.
mercy that he dragged to a life of slavery? I care not for that man.
If we allow ourselves to become just as evil as those who do evil to us, are we no better than them?
I don't care about that.
That's right. I forget. You only
That
care
is
about
not the
treasure.
question that I need answering. The gods will answer me when I die.
I do care about that, Dante. I do so much. My heart has been torn into a million pieces going through all this with y'all. And I do care, and I wish I had the answer for you, but I have to believe that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My every move that I'm making is bringing me closer to understanding why I've been given these gifts. And you have gifts. We've all seen your gifts, and your gifts are what has helped us succeed in this. Why do you think you were given these gifts if not to be part of something bigger?
They're cheap parlor tricks.
You know that's not true. You saved those boys' lives, Dante, when they were running and there was nothing I could do. Something told you, and you saw them, and you caught up to them, and you brought those boys back. They wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. We
They're
wouldn't have
not
sent them
here.
off.
We
You
sent
know
them
what I mean. They wouldn't be
downriver.
alive. No, we sent them.
They
They're
might
fine.
be dead for all we
Oh,
know, Cora.
yeah. You know what? They're not dead by our hand, and we kept them alive as long as we could. They didn't want to be with us anymore. You know what I'm saying, and don't try to act like what you do is not incredible, because it is, and it's changed. Every outcome that you've been a part of has been different because you were here, and it has been made better.
No, it hasn't, because I wouldn't have killed Miro. I wouldn't have killed Zom.
Well, I wouldn't have killed Miro either, but wouldn't have killed Popcorn either.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a horse. It's a horse.
I forgot
Okay,
about
all right,
popcorn.
hold up. Oh, hold up. That's out of. Okay, we're talking about like century thing. That was a horse. Now it's just a horse. It's just a horse.
Beast of burden.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna murder her like a ready or Zuzu.
What the fuck? All right, that was a calculated maneuver. Horse head.
Zuzu's gonna just get on his camel and go.
Where?
I think everybody just needs a little time to cool off.
Take the horse, take the camel, and go.
It's the middle of the night right now. Where are you gonna head?
We're
Back to
100 feet
Ark.
from a camp.
Back towards Ark?
Yeah.
Everybody else gonna follow or what?
Are we done here?
Yeah, I mean, you should give everybody a chance to decide where you guys are gonna go at least.
Well, I mean, should Zuzu really be a part of this party? Like,
I mean, if you don't want to play D&D,
over half of them think he's a murderer. Like,
Oh, I was just joking at that last part. I was just saying that Cedric's voice, like making fun of Reddy for killing a horse.
Yeah,
Keep in
same.
mind, Dante's accusing everyone here of being a murderer.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's just
That's because of his background.
it's just inter-party drama, dude. It's not like
Yeah. So I'm trying to build to a point where his background can change. That's all I'm working on here, really.
Well, you're doing a damn good job of it.
It's been a slow burn.
I know you're feeling. I'm not ready to leave. I think we got to at least get some drugs, at least so that Cedric can do some drugs.
Think of my goals.
I'm thinking of your goals.
I'm getting something for our journey. We have to.
Yeah, I said we can't leave empty-handed. I'm gonna double down.
Yeah.
all right,
This
we're-
can't be for nothing, because if something bad happens back at the Ark and we left and we did all this and we get nothing from it, that's not going to feel good. That's not going to feel fulfilling to me as a player or as a character.
Yeah, where do you guys want to go? You want to go to try the oleander trees then?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay, because keep in mind, you're not necessarily getting drugs from the oleander trees, but you are getting the precursor to a drug.
Pre-drug.
Yeah, you're getting the flowers.
Which is to
from
say, we're getting a cool.
And also, to get the drug precursor, you have to tame the creature that comes with it, as you saw.
Whereas the camp is just human beings.
Yeah, but there's
And-
fewer, right?
Well, there's 6 ghouls he mentioned, plus 3 guards. So that's
Okay,
9.
but there's 3 guards. But can we just get are the ghouls loose?
No,
No, they're chained up.
Right. So if we just get the guards, and then maybe they'll have drugs on them. Maybe they're druggy guards.
Drug cards.
Maybe they're drug guys.
That's the farm.
Yeah.
There's also the spire shining a light in the sky, which Charlie mentioned.
Cora, what do you think is going to be at the Rim Spire?
Well, I have a lot of things I hope are going to be answers. Is what I really hope I can find at the Rim Spire. But all I can think about right now is that barge, y'all, and this Zom body, and these. There's prisoners there now that are going to be biofuel if we don't get back there. I want to go so badly to that Rim Spire. I have since we set out this way, but I know something's telling me the right thing to do is to buy drugs. is to do this. Finish what we started.
I mean, the ghoul powder is literally completely unrelated to what's going on at the Ark.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't use it to buy other drugs?
Maybe, I guess. You can also just use money
thought was.
money to buy other drugs.
Wait,
If we could find a
camels with money.
connection.
Okay, but now we have an extra camel and this fancy horse, so maybe we could sell the horse to buy drugs.
We apparently
again-
need a lot of drugs.
Again, you're not getting drugs that you could just go to a drug dealer and be like, take these drugs. Like, it's like
I'll take them drugs.
like
Exchange drugs for different drugs.
an
I have
experience.
definitely traded drugs for other drugs.
Right, but
personally.
this isn't drug. This would be like if you got a bunch of ergotamine, you don't know how to make LSD. Like, it's a complex process. Or like someone was like, here's 20 pounds of shake, like, good luck making hash out of it. You know what I mean?
Enjoy your butter.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well then let's go home, I guess.
Like, it's valuable to the people who know how to use it, but it's still not like, and it's not that you can't sell it, but I'm not trying to discourage you guys out of doing anything, but I am
No,
saying,
you're
as far as your goals and stuff go and what you came here to do is really not that.
Oh, I have not fulfilled any goal by any means, but I do think that if there's nothing that we can gain from here, as much as I hate to leave empty-handed, I don't see any. If that's the case, I don't see any reason. I mean, I feel like we should go home. I mean, not home, but
Yeah, I mean, here's your options. You can explore the ruin. You don't know what's there, but probably not drugs, as you've learned. You can explore the camp, where there is very likely a supply of Nazarite powder, but heavily guarded, right? Or you can explore the not very guarded Oleander Grove and get some maybe valuable illegal objects, but probably not drugs.
Don't forget, we can always walk into the camp and still talk.
at this point, I kind of want to do that just to see what would happen.
And then the other option is that you can check out the Rim Spire to see if you find some answer there.
But
I
isn't
mean-
that way past? I mean, isn't that past the barge? Like we would be just
Mhm.
waltz past the barge.
I mean, kind of, yeah. It's
So where
further
we're
away.
at, we could beeline and not be seen by anything on the barge, hopefully.
I mean,
I
you're very far away from the barge. If you look at the map, it's like,
Oh yeah, I guess.
I think we can also just accept that we don't have the Nazarite for the Ark, and that's just something
Yeah.
we can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely
100% we
feels like
could.
that.
by the way, I just rolled the dice to see if the drop was going to happen or not, because I thought with the crows there was a good chance it wouldn't happen.
I mean, it makes a hell of a lot of sense. That's
Mhm.
exactly what happened with the communication to the Ark.
I mean, this especially
Yeah.
takes a lot of long range communication for it to work, obviously. So
Yeah, I mean, if we're closer, obviously, my character would want to go to the Rimspire. If I could think that at this point she's just like, I need to rest. Like we've been up forever. This is like, I'm not gonna be any good to anyone much longer.
24 hours.
Yeah, I mean you're equidistant from either place, basically. And the only thing the Rimspire has that it offers is if you guys don't really have answers, so you know.
Honestly, right now, what the Rimspire offers is A, answers, and B, chances are we're not going to get a knife in the back.
Yeah, I mean it's not necessarily. It may give you answers, it may not give you the answers you want, but it's a religious place. It's for people who have run out of answers, and it seems to be calling to Cora at least. So something's got to be going.
Honestly, it's not just calling to her either. Like, gang, our
It's the one place
Our
you guys haven't
pros-
checked out too at this point.
our prospects have dried up. We do not have a way to get Nazarite, not without sacrificing a hell of a lot, which means that we can't do anything about the barge shy of trying to destroy it from the inside. I think there might be something at the Rimspire. If nothing else, then a safe place to sleep for the night, or a day, or whatever.
Maybe some clarity.
Maybe some clarity. I don't know what's going to be there, but I'm willing to go there.
All right. Is that the group consensus then?
I think so.
I like what you said about it. It's a place for people who have run out of answers. I feel like that's really where we're at right now.
That's where we literally all our answers just went up in smoke. I think that is the right choice for us. It's not the ideal choice, but it's the best one we got for certain.
I
yeah,
mean,
and I'm not trying to drive the party there either. I'm
No,
not trying to.
Reddy was already thinking Rimspire, which is why he asked Cora, like, what do you think is up there?
yeah.
It's that hug I gave you.
You got hugs up there? Well, giddy up!
I gave you that hug. Now you're all about it.
I mean, any place you guys decide to go is going to yield some sort of answers and new leads, but again, you don't. Right now, you have none. The ones you've tried have dried up, like you said.
We got fucked by crows.
Yeah, every problem you keep avoiding keeps piling on to every other problem you keep avoiding. It's weird.
Ugh.
Hey, I want to destroy that staff. I just need a really good reason to do it.
Crow tornado?
Cronado. Hell yeah. Hey,
Cronado!
sequel to Sharknado? I love it.
Far less scary.
We can disrupt communications wherever we go. It's a very powerful tool. I think it's going really well.
Right. Satellites stop working for miles.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate these birds.
All right, so you guys want to head through the night? Are you going to push it?
You know what? I'm down to push it. I think I don't want to rest until we are out of the wilds and at somewhere safe.
Yeah, or at least those camps outside. Like if that's still going on, where there were those camps along the way.
I mean, that's on the road. That would be probably equally as far.
Oh, okay.
As to like
Going through territory.
Or as like you could path like this.
Sure. I'm not a map person.
You guys could
Spatial awareness.
try and make it there by early morning. Another hard night's ride, though. You would all have to make checks versus exhaustion.
Down for that?
I mean, what happens if we fail? We fall asleep on our camel?
We explode.
Yeah, you die.
Oh my god.
No, you get like a condition that you're
cool.
able to like rest or heal, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, this jungle's crawling with the black candle, obviously.
Yeah, we definitely can't stay here.
We could. We just have to talk to them.
Do you know them?
Not at all.
We're close friends. Lying through his teeth.
Yeah. Look, none of you want to work with them, but my thought was the Black Candle runs drugs in this area. The Reclaimer has a silk farm to the south. Now, what are the odds that the two of them get along? Don't you think there'd be a power struggle there somehow?
I mean, I imagine you're correct.
My hope was that maybe bartering with them, we get the Black Candle's help with dealing with the barge, or wiping out the silk farm, maybe. And then maybe, everybody washes their hands, goes about their business. The Eld aren't eating people anymore. The Black Candle can go back to manufacturing drugs and silk. And who knows, maybe the Reclaimer gets killed too. But just a thought. Might not go that way at all. That's why it's a huge gamble. Very likely that it doesn't go that way. Let's be honest.
All right, everybody make a Constitution save if you're gonna hoof it all the way to the tower overnight.
Okay, now I have something called Divine Fortification. And
Eh.
that allows me to roll with advantage when making a con attribute test, but for these things: to resist poison, be paralyzed, or be impeded. Am I being impeded?
No, but I would let it work
Okay.
for this. I'll let
No,
it.
it's okay.
I think that makes sense.
May I use my Dauntless trait to have advantage on this roll?
Sure.
Cool.
Is everybody good with going to the tower for now, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm revealing the whole concept out of minds is because we're too far gone now.
Shit, that's terrible.
It's no longer metagaming at this point.
All right, yeah. So if you fail your weakened, which just means you're at disadvantage on attribute tests
Bummer.
for like the next day. So you'll rest this morning and you'll wake up and still be weakened all day.
That's fine. I'm
You
good with
can heal it with magical healing though, also.
Well, shit. I mean, I can heal you till I fail.
That's true. Well, for now, you guys hike. We'll fast forward, and this is where we're gonna end for the night. You hike, through the night, another 8 hours or so. It's grueling. I mean, this has been like the longest, hardest part of your journey so far. Excuse me. You clear the jungle as it's still night, but you can see the sun starting to come up from the horizon. You maybe have 2 hours of darkness left. And you cross, cool desert for a long time on your camels. And this desert isn't like the desert by the Ark where it's dunes. It's just like flat red rock and dust. It's very plain. But pretty soon you see the tower huge, just rising on the horizon, and you see the cliffs it sits atop. And as the sun rises, around 8 in the morning, you come into like the outermost camps of what they call the festival city, which is like this basically tent town. It is like an never-ending festival at the base of the cliffs, which the tower sits on top of. And like as you come in, it is sunrise, but the lights that like line all of the tents and stables and little carts and booths and stuff are still glowing. The whole place has what looks like kind of like electric light, almost like light bulb type fixtures on strings glowing, some sort of maybe magical contraption, but it's really bright and like seems to be open all night. And it's like kind of a welcome relief when you get there. There's tourists milling about, there's people selling yurts as like rooms or accommodations. And there's no merchant police or silk wardens in sight.
Hooray.
I think
I'm beat.
like the first thing you come past when you come into town is like a tent with a bunch of huge Persian rugs hanging from it, And as you pass that, you smell like some herbs in the air, and you look over and there's just like giant bubbling tubs of water. And some woman's like, "Would you like a bath? 1 silver piece each."
I ignore her.
I may come back through.
She's like, "We have yurts, a place to stay for a weary traveler, then a bath." 2 silver piece each.
We need a
Okay.
place to stay.
We had a tent, do we not?
A yurt. It's better than a tent. Have you never stayed in a yurt?
I've never yurted.
You guys were at the Canopy Tavern, which was like a giant yurt. But they have a bunch of little circular tents like that in a row, each one like kind of decked out with a little cot and floor mat and table inside and lantern. And like a little, water basin, etc. Each one like a little mini hotel room. Little inn room.
Dante palms her 10 silver real discreetly and just gives her a wink for a yurt and baths for everybody.
He's like, kind lords, let me take your camels.
Thank you.
I'll take them to the public stable around the corner. The stable master will be waiting for you when you're ready to pick them up. Just tell him you're a guest of Myra the Wise. She like strokes her chin whiskers when she says that.
And I'm gonna ask her if she can change out the tack for me on the horse that I took.
Oh yeah, she'll take the horse too. Get it all cleaned up. Everything seems
Well,
like super cheap and accommodating here because it's so like everyone's competing for tourist money, for noble money.
All right, please take care of Buttercup for me.
Butter stuff.
No,
Popcorn?
Buttercup. Cup.
Butternut.
No,
Popcorn
cup.
too?
No, it's... Never mind.
Popcorn too.
No,
Yeah,
Cody
take
too.
care of- Take care of popcorn too.
All right. So we fade to black as you retire to your different yurts or, to your giant bath basin, already hot with herbs and soaps and all other kinds of stuff and like just kind of steam filling the whole shack that the bathtubs are in. It's kind of like it's kind of bobo, but it's also kind of like luxury and nice and you have the whole place to yourself. Or we'll pick up next time with you relaxing after an incredibly tough time.
Fun.
Dramatic.
That was
Stressful.
intense. Oh, that was fucking good though. Holy shit.
Cedric
We
really-
got nowhere.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
the one
very,
thing-
very sorry.
No. Do not
No,
apologize
goodness.
because that is like the best possible shit that can happen in my opinion.
I mean, Dante really went for it, but Cedric also was doing some wild shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to get pizza when you weren't answering, Andy. I was like, oh shit, he's really doing this.
I love pizza. I drove into town to get it.
Yeah. We were whispering the whole time, whisper chatting.
Sneaky boys.
Well, I want to check. You don't just be like, guess
Yeah.
what I did.
Well, I didn't know you were just gonna
I
go.
got pizza.
I didn't know he was just gonna go quiet like that. I had no idea. I also was like, wait, did he just go quiet on purpose?
He's going to pizza.
Anybody get goals, or did I ruin all?
No.
Absolutely
So-
not.
Did I ruin
don't think so.
ruin all your dreams?
Fucking
Not at
ruined all
all.
my
Totally
dreams.
Dropped. Jesus.
I get no drugs. Got really divisive, and I didn't even get to prove I was the most dangerous guy in the room because they all got scrambled away by magic.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta
That was cool.
reinforce the sandbox and the consequences.
Oh, totally.
I loved it.
I didn't get anything.
Sorry, you could have got drugs.
No,
You
that's
just had to kill a lot of people or convince a lot of people. You were there.
Yeah, no way we were gonna kill 14 to 16 people.
Honestly, though, if you guys weren't so stuck on your like inner party drama, you probably could have got more done. Also, you
Oh
lost.
yeah, we impeded ourselves delightfully.
Delightfully,
do.
like
kind of
that's the
coming unraveled.
I mean, that's the best way to get impeded is drama like that.
Well, I think it's cool because I just see how this arc is developing now, and it's like really starting to feel like a saga. I like the really gritty arcs where I look back and I'm like, fuck, like they really had to fight for that one. But I see how it's like, I don't know. I see how the arc is going now. I feel like this is like your really low point, and now you're about to like start fighting back, like kind of wrapping up some of the threads. Hopefully, you've done your suffering, so now you can be rewarded.
We've done penance.
And then
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't even know if we're gonna get that because we still got to do it.
you guys
I
could have.
know. I feel like
You could have just let him sunburn you for 5 days straight, and you wouldn't have had any of these problems.
And technically, we can still leave these problems behind, but our moral compasses are just kind of like askew at the moment. I feel like it. They're all being
That's-
challenged.
Exactly what I was playing into this whole time was like, let's see if we can get even a break.
Now,
well,
I
then
mean,
you were
like
so
honestly,
right.
Dante absolutely is hitting a lot of notes for Reddy that he doesn't like.
Oh, and Cora too. I mean, it's been like this thing of like she's so strong, she's so good at this stuff, and like trying to figure that out, you know, and him saying that she's like, I do, you're killing me.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
that's what I'm doing too. Like I'm trying to make sure that Dante has a reason to break as well.
at first I thought it was like maybe like weird that Dante wanted to talk with the Black Candle because everyone else is so against them. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, like he has literally tried to like talk to every major enemy so far, you know. Like I started thinking about it, I was like, so really actually it is like it's perfect. Like now that like I think about it, yeah, like with Miro, you even like he was your rival and you didn't want to kill him. You just wanted to be able to like talk it out with him.
Yeah.
And they took that from you. And then Zom, your goal, you literally changed your goal to like try and find common ground with Zom, and they killed him in the first 10 minutes of the session.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what started this spiral. It was like last session. It was like, oh, all your goals are null and void, and I was like, okay, so we have to repay that favor at some point. Like we're a team, but for
it's so
story
good.
purposes, we have to like repay that.
God, and I know it like went quiet, but like I fucking love how Cedric isn't fucking telling us everything.
Me too.
Like just keeping those important because like honestly, I think already is still smart enough to kind of like piece together that there's something he isn't telling us because this miscommunication is exactly what happened at the Ark, but I need more to be able to act on that on a non-meta level. But like, holy shit, him specifically passing over they didn't mention it.
Well, and also
No
he's
way
like
in
his
hell.
playful version of himself is back too, so it's almost like a little bit like, you know, he's like going in and out of this like in combat and in times of like he's kind of turning into something maybe that isn't great, but then when he's invisible and like he scared us all, like that playful side was just so there too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe he's all right.
Cedric is definitely going down that path that already was like he'd better not go down this path, and that's scaring already.
Yeah, but it's subtle, I feel like.
Oh, it's subtle, but he's still noticing it.
Yeah.
It's the small things. You got to catch it early.
Ugh.
God, it's just so good. I love it. God, yes.
I know, I was so happy when
Yeah.
he turned invisible or said something invisibly and others also shouted out.
Yeah, that was great. You
It
guys
was
are
the best.
so in sync on that. Cedric, take an XP for your number 4, exploring the power of the staff to dominate someone's will. Didn't you charm someone with it?
I did.
I did.
Honestly, was it Dante that charmed the guys in the boat?
First
Mhm.
set of groups, yes, and then Cedric came back and got the last guy.
I mean, that could have been a really hard battle. Also, all those guys were like just at the limit of like hit dice for charm, so that's probably one of the last battles you'll get for a while where you're able to charm a lot of people. You're just at that level now. Alright, looking through gold here. Dante, I feel like you fought really hard for your I will get assistance with the barge from the Black Candle no matter what. You weren't able to get it, but you fought so hard for it. Good job. The Areti, you didn't get any, right?
Didn't get. In fact, I'm going to be crossing off some of these because they're not relevant anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be mixing mine up too.
Dante the Dazzling. Your belief. My survival comes before anything else, but I have not and will not kill another human being. Oh boy. I'll give you one for that for sure. Right? He deserves an XP for that.
I feel like
Yes.
Cora.
Not. I didn't
Now
get a
we get to
single one.
evolve it.
And especially because I feel like we did the exact opposite. We totally caused irreparable harm to Awa's new life.
Well, he did that to himself. He
He did that to himself. Like we honestly, we saved Alwa's life.
You
She
did.
was
Yeah,
gonna die
again.
without us.
You cleared the rim
Ah.
and saved his life, and he had every opportunity to kind of not to stab the guy, but he freaked out and he went back to what he knew in that moment of desperation.
Mhm.
Sweet Awa.
I think I'm interested to see if Yakim pops up again.
Oh.
Al Sharif of Salaria.
Ooh, I already know I'm gonna evolve that belief too.
All right, Cedric, you definitely tried to do drugs a lot. Learn more about the staff's origin, even take extreme measures. Use an illusion to foil a black candle. I gave you one for your number 4. For your beliefs. I mean, your path forward will always be available when your choices honor your purpose. I think it's really interesting that you guys got your path so lost, because I feel like, you know, some of the choices weren't honoring the purpose. But
It's so, I mean, I feel like Cora's purpose is she's so tangled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's trying to do that, but it's like, is the path forward because she's honoring her purpose, or because she's just taking whatever path she can grasp onto because it doesn't know, you know?
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I like that the final choice was actually to end up following the tower, even with no hope that it has anything to do with what's going on, you know, or like no real knowledge that it's actually connected to what's going on. You just all decided still like, all right, that's what we'll try. So I like that. It's kind of a bit of a leap of faith. I won't leave witnesses at the drop site. Oh no, you did leave. Well, the girl. But you guys tried to catch her. Save Awa and his wife. Nice, I like that. So Yakim will definitely have to come back. Let's see. I always do what I feel is right, regardless of the consequences. Second impasse, always be the first to jump. One who risks the most gains the most. I mean, I feel like you definitely honored some of these beliefs, right?
I don't know. I didn't really get an opportunity to.
Well, when stuck at an impasse, always be the first to jump, like you were trying to leave. I think that's a big one. But also your first one, I always do what I feel is right, regardless of the consequence. I feel like you were kind of had to argue your point that, like, when you were saying, like, I'm not a murderer for, like, killing a person who wants to enslave me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big argument to have to make, and it's very interesting, like very morally gray, and I definitely could see it from both sides. So you have to like justify doing what you felt was right, you know. I don't know if it was, like XP worthy, but it was just good roleplay, like, you know, good beliefs guiding roleplay for sure. In all,
whenever I heard in history class, like, hey, the slaves revolted and they killed their slave masters and shit, I was always like, yay.
Yeah, I mean,
I was never like, oh, those slaves are murderers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It
was a good argument. It was like, you know, he's arguing like, this is my survival, you know, so.
Like, I've been made a killer, but I've not been made a murderer.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like, you can call soldiers murderers then, you know, like.
You know, actually, I don't know. I kind of feel like you deserve an XP for it. You had some good roleplay there, kind of defending your beliefs in roleplay. Take an XP for your number 1. Let's see. Cedric, staff is a very powerful item that takes a toll on the wielder, but I have the wisdom and fortitude to carry this burden for the good of everyone. You definitely made that argument in character, and again, just good beliefs guiding roleplay. I really like that. But I don't know if it was XP worthy yet. It didn't change the, I don't know. I guess it kind of did.
Give him the the XP.
Yeah, I'll give you an XP because you did sneak away to take the crows away and stuff. That was good.
Being level 4.
Really?
Yes.
Boo.
Rats.
Excellent choice, Charlie.
Take it away. Take it away.
Listen to your conscience. It's me.
Rats, friend.
Thank you.
All right, good session, y'all.
Intense
Thanks
session.
so much,
Let's
man.
hope the next one is just as intense.
I would like to see you guys focus on some plot elements for a little bit, but not to say I want the inter-party drama to disappear completely. But
Rude.
it'd be nice if you would align on a task.
I tried.
We honestly did try, but literally nothing went our way.
If me and Reddy were a party, we would have gotten a lot done.
It's good. Well, usually too, like I will let the party split up and do separate things. Like I would have let, for instance, like Zuzu do his own thing if you were in like a single location. But like going to far off like places is too much to keep track of for split party. But you know, in the future, if you guys do want to kind of like in a single location go your own way and do your own thing, we can definitely play it out like that.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's just Zuzu's been called a murderer by like 3 people in the party multiple times, so I don't know if he'd stick around, or you know.
Yeah, that's
I was
a
just
really
trying
interesting
to
place.
role play it, like, you know, Zuzu seems to be the crux of a lot of like issues.
Yeah, well, I
within
mean,
the,
rather than
and
just
it's not like he's
rather than leaving though, which is just like kind of a story non-starter, you should, like say that with words. You know, we'll have a scene for that like next time where you can be like, I want to leave because you guys, you know, blah blah blah, have, you know, only treated me like a murderer. Like I really have no reason to stay, and then their characters can have a chance to convince you otherwise. You know.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
But yeah, like
riding off isn't supposed to be the end.
no,
but,
no, I
like,
get it. And like I said, like normally I would have been like, all right, like Zuzu goes away, you know, but like I feel like the distances are a little too far right now to like
Yeah.
play those out like that. But it was all good, y'all. I think again, like I do love the like depth and drama. It's awesome. And I'm so excited to see how the tower, like I feel like stress is just building and building and building. Like the crows are a metaphor. Like the crow cloud grows thicker as like everything gets fucking darker and worser for you guys. But I like think that the tower is gonna all bubble up and break. You know.
Hell yeah.
So.
I called those crows an omen, and they're omening right now. I don't like it.
All right. Well, great session, everybody.